Are we doing it again? I believe we are. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Yes, we are doing it again. I am doing it again. Are you doing it with me? The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that happens twice a day, the first installation of 2 days. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adeboye. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adeboye.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting it right, faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adeboye. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adeboye.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo.
And there you heard it right there. Holy, holy, the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy, holy, Kanu's American lawyer Finn writes Facebook 6 ban on Buhari government for engaging in genocide crimes against Biafrans. So there it is right there. This now the threat against the Facebook space to curb the excesses of the Biafran narrative by Lai Mohammed has now been countered by this American fella that acts as the legal counsel for that group. Kanu's American lawyer, Finn, writes Facebook 6 ban on Buhari's government for engaging in genocide, crimes against Biafrans, all that. So there it is right there, but quite how he details those charges, we'll find out soon. Not charges really, but requests. So quite how he details them, we find out soon enough. So we touched on this topic briefly yesterday, the threat by the Northern Elders Forum, asking that some people leave the Nigerian state. So now, especially the Easterners, of course, when I say some people, of course, the Easterners. So now the Eastern space counters back. Ohaneze calls for arrest of Northern Elders Forum spokesman, Baba Ahmed, says he's a threat to Nigeria. So this Baba Ahmed, there's a lot of about him that the guy is not even Nigerian. This is the thing. He's from, I think, Mauritania or somewhere like that. But you know that that Sahel region is entirely open to these people, and they come and go as they please. They recognize no artificial borders. They just see the vast swathe of that space as their own. So he has now arrived in Nigeria, seen it as fertile land, full of oil and goodies, and he has now made it his home. So a guest in the country, but does he act accordingly? No. Instead, the balkanization of that country is what he has been relentlessly pursuing. Enough is enough. Ohaneze calls for arrest of Northern Elders Forum spokesman Baba Ahmed, says he's a threat to Nigeria. So quite how that is detailed, we find out just shortly. So now this one's somewhat controversial. Poor Christians in Nigeria are cursed sinners. It's the Redeemed Church saying this. So bring me the poor and the meek is what the Bible says. But bring me the rich and those with plentiful is the interpretation from the Redeemed Church. Poor Christians in Nigeria are cursed sinners, attribution the Redeemed Church. So quite what's led to that, we find out shortly. Why I dumped APC Shekarau. So he, of course, a few days ago joined Kwakwanso in this now new and evolving party. New Nigeria People's Party is what they've tagged it. So he's going to join Kwakwanso there. But the reasons why he left the APC, he details it now. He details it out now. Why I dumped APC, Shekarau gives an explanation. So plentiful on the menu, lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. The usual protocol, click on the like button as you're coming in. If you're not already subscribed, then please correct that. As you set about the clicking, then let me induce you with a little bit of elixir. Your calabash to the ready as we partake in some palm wine drinking.
Water, only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido, hapa o naido, hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido, oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chifu Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ọdún yẹn la ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petro Soname ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petro Soduke ẹyẹ rẹ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there you heard it, the Kegite, Akuko Onomeiko, there it is, Iku Koniriwagbeshe, may death have nothing to do with us. Iku Koniriwagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. Kanu's American lawyer, Finn, writes Facebook, seeks ban on Buhari government for engaging in genocide, crimes against Biafrans, others. So let's get into it. Bruce Finn, international counsel and spokesperson for Nnamdi Kanu, Bruce Finn, international counsel and spokesperson for Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB, has asked the popular social media platform Facebook to ban the Nigerian government. He described the President Mohamed Buhari-led government as a criminal enterprise engaging in genocide and crimes against Biafrans and other ethnic or political groups. It also asked Facebook to rebuke the government for seeking censorship of IPOB's free speech. Finn made the appeals in a letter dated May the 18th, addressed to Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder of the social media website Facebook and its parent company, Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook Incorporated. The American media magnate is also the chairman, chief executive officer, and controlling shareholder of the company. Finn's letter, obtained by correspondence on Wednesday, reads, I represent the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB and its leader Nnamdi Kanu. For more than a century, Biafrans have been denied their international law rights to self-determination, i.e., government by consent of the governed, successively by the United Kingdom and the radical Fulani-controlled government of Nigeria. IPOB's ongoing campaign for self-determination through a United Nations conducted referendum is protected free speech and association under international law. I am aware of the Nigerian government's high decimal clamor for Facebook to ban IPOB and its members from the social media platform for allegedly inciting violence. The clamor is predicated on the Nigerian government's proscription of IPOB as a terrorist organization in September 2017. The whole story is more revealing. The proscription flouted due process. IPOB was denied notice and an opportunity to respond. The proscription was the fact-free ips dixit of the Nigerian President Buhari. So I don't quite know what that means. But that is what it is. Despite Nigeria's hectoring for more than 4 years, no other country in the world has proscribed IPOB, including the United States and the United Kingdom. Indeed, 5 human rights experts of the United Nations Human Rights Council wrote President Buhari in October 2020 asking for evidence that IPOB was complicit in terrorism. They were ignored. Meanwhile, President Buhari threatened a reprisal of the 1967 to 1970 genocide. Meanwhile, President Buhari threatened a reprise of the 1967-1970 genocide of Biafrans if IPOB did not surrender their right to self-determination under Article 1 of the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights and otherwise. Accordingly, I am respectfully requesting that Facebook rebuke the Fulani-controlled government of Nigeria for seeking censorship of IPOB's free speech. Facebook should also consider banning the government of Nigeria as a criminal enterprise featuring genocide and crime against humanity against Biafrans, other ethnicity, or political groups. The incriminating evidence is voluminous and will be supplied on request. The Nigerian government on Tuesday asked Facebook and other social media platforms to stop allowing IPOB to use their platforms to allegedly incite violence and provoke ethnic hatred in the country. The government said it was unjustifiable for any social media platform to provide a medium for IPOB, which had been proscribed and classified a terrorist organization. President Buhari banned Twitter operations in Nigeria from June 5, 2021 to January 13, 2022, accusing it of threatening the country's corporate existence. So there is the rather long-winded essay by Bruce Finn requesting that Facebook ban the Buhari government. So what veracity that has, or is that just for I don't know, for what sake is that really? Is that just for the purposes of just doing it as just a counterweight to the Nigerian government pressure on Facebook? I'm not quite sure what that would lead to. Writing to Mike Zuckerberg and Meta Incorporated, etc. So that's what I'm not sure if that's comical or clever. So whatever your thoughts are, come share them with me. Ohaneze calls for the arrest of Northern Elders Forum spokesman Baba Ahmed, says is a threat to Nigeria. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Indigbo, has slammed Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, the spokesman for the Northern Elders Forum, over his broadcast that Igbos should leave Nigeria if they so desire. Buba, in a widely circulated broadcast video, said, "We said if secession is what every Igbo wants, this is what the Igbo wants, the nation should not fight a war over it." He went further to call on the northern let's take that entirely all over again. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohaneze Indigbo has slammed Dr. Hakim Buba Ahmed, the spokesman for the Northern Elders Forum NEF, over his broadcast that Igbos should leave Nigeria if they so desire. Buba Ahmed, in a widely circulated broadcast video, said, "We said if secession is what every Igbo wants, and this is what the Igbos want, the nation should not fight a war over it." He went further to call on the Northerners resident in southern Nigeria to consider returning to the north. But reacting to the position of Baba Ahmed on Wednesday, Ohaneze spokesman Dr. Alex Obonia said the statement was extremely nauseating, uncouth, provocative, incendiary, inflammatory, and above all, very arrogant and licentious. Ogbonaya said, "We are not distracted by lowly persons who, by the circumstances of their birth and condition in life, do not weigh the implications of their public conduct, remarks, and actions before going public. The urbane amongst us know that Nigeria is one of the countries in the world that unites several nations in one, a federation of various nations, or a multi-nation state. Nigeria, like every other multi-nation state, requires leaders who can formulate ideologies, policies, and programs aimed Nigeria, like every other multi-nation state, requires leaders who can formulate ideologies, policies, and programs aimed at galvanizing or harmonizing the diverse component units at all times. This accounts for the federal government's schemes such as the National Youth Service Corps, the federal government unity colleges, and other unifying national bodies. On the other hand, remarks with centrifugal dynamics are deliberately avoided in order to engender a genuine unity for the multicultural and multinational units of the country. He described the call for northerners living in southern Nigeria to consider relocating back to the north as bad. Ohaneze recalled that in September 2021, Baba Ahmed, in reaction to the position of the southern governors with respect to rotational presidency, deployed such unwarranted extreme rhetoric as hell will not fall if a northerner is elected the next Nigerian president. It is very certain that Baba Ahmed knows next to nothing about the economy and political tendencies of Nigeria. In his narrow thoughts, he does not reflect on the consequences of the Igbos leaving the country. In his delusion, he believes that the economy of the remaining part of Nigeria will be better off if the Igbos or the Ogonis or the Yorubas or the Ijos or the Edos, thieves, Igala, etc., should go their separate ways. For the avoidance of doubt, the Igbo youths who were not even born before or during the Nigerian Civil War, and of course were not accessories to the war, are aggrieved over the alienation of the Igbos from the structures of power in Nigeria. For instance, it is public knowledge that going by rotation and zoning principle that has been entrenched at variant For instance, it is public knowledge that going by rotation and zoning principle that has been entrenched as a variant of Nigerian democracy, it is the turn of the South and indeed the Southeast to produce the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. Nigerians and the world are living witness to the shenanigans and conspiracies by the likes of Baba Ahmed to truncate the Igbo democratic rights. It is in response to such injustice that triggers the agitation amongst Igbo youths for self-determination. Such a scenario played out amongst the Yorubas Southwest when Chief MKO Abiola's presidency was annulled, and confidence and trust were restored with the zoning of the presidency to the Southwest in the person of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo of the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, PDP, and Chief Olufalaye of the Alliance for Democracy in 1999. But of course, there's a proviso to that. It wasn't just a gifting of the presidency to the Yorubas. We have to really correct that space, the 1999 narrative. It wasn't a gifting of the presidency to 1999. It was a correcting of an injustice that was done to MKO Abiola, who won an election, but then was killed rather than being sworn in as president. So that space then, the Yoruba fought hard and won it via this guy's campaigning and his dexterity in politics to gain that assent from Nigerians to be their president. But then Abacha just went ahead and killed him. So there was that tension off the back of that. And to douse that tension, it was considered then that that had to be corrected with a Southwestern president. So there's no parallel narrative from the Eastern quarters that mirrors that to justify a presidency. So it wasn't essentially gifting it to the Yorubas. They actually earned it and paid a blood price for it. Let me read that paragraph again. It is in response to the injustice that triggered the agitation amongst the Igbo youths for self-determination. Such a scenario played out amongst the Yorubas, Southwest, when Chief MKO Abiola's presidency was annulled, and confidence and trust were restored with the zoning of the presidency to the Southwest in the person of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Chief Olufalaye of the Alliance for Democracy, AD, in 1999. Ohaneze Indigbo, the apex socio-cultural body and indeed the mouthpiece of the entire Igbo, both at home and in diaspora, has repeatedly made it clear that the Igbos want to coexist peacefully and in unity with our fellow Nigerians. The diverse Igbo contributions to the economic development of all parts of the country do not indicate otherwise, but the unity we want is not the unity of Jonah in the belly of the whale, but unity in holy matrimony. Whilst the former is characterized by defecation and suffocation, the latter is procreative and productive. Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed has a shady background. Right, thank you very much. So I had not read this piece before I made my opening diatribe. So now this now backs it up. I did say he was Mauritanian, and I hadn't even read this, but this is just my background knowledge of the person. So Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed has a shady background. His Mauritanian roots betray an identity crisis and psychological torture in him, and he thus believes that to integrate himself to the Hausa Fulani establishment, he should invest in vicious invectives against the entire South and the Igbos in particular. This is against natural justice and all known principles of nation building. We reiterate that the broadcast by Baba Ahmed is a threat to peace and unity of the country, and the security agencies should act on time to serve as a deterrent to some others harboring such mindsets against the unity and cooperative existence of Nigeria. So that rather long-winded piece, of course, a call for the arrest of Baba Ahmed. But do you concur? Do you agree? Click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard and come share your thoughts with me on in the comment section. Poor Christians in Nigerians are cursed sinners. Redeemed Church. The Redeemed Christian Church of Nigeria, not of Nigeria, but of God. The Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, has slammed the Nigerian Christians who are poor as sinners and cursed by God, claiming all Christian adherents should be rich, accusing some of failing. Okay, let's try that all over again. Pardon me. Church of God RCCG has slammed Nigerian Christians who are poor, are sinners, and cursed by God, claiming all Christian adherents should be rich, accusing some of falling into penury because they fail to pay tithes. So that's where they're going. All right, okay. So now I'm on board. One of the church leaders, a professor and pastor of RCCG, Solomon Bello, was quoted in a statement to have said this on Wednesday whilst delivering the lead paper at the business summit of the Redeemers Men Fellowship of the LP71 Divine Connection Zone. Mr. Bello, the pastor in charge of Lagos Province 71, described prosperity as a birthright of Christians, whilst poverty is a curse. Poverty is not for any true child of God. As long as men continue to sin against God, they will continue to struggle, the redeemed pastor claimed. Mr. Bello, who is also a lecturer at the University of Lagos, listed the major factors that brought about poverty as sin, laziness, curses, ingratitude, extravagance, and procrastination. Cost and blessings are the result of the obedience or lack of it on the part of a man. The Bible informs us that poverty is a curse. It was the resultant effect of man's separation from God in the Garden of Eden. The RCCG cleric further asserted, as long as men continue to sin against God, they will continue to struggle. It takes two to succeed, you and God. Ungratitude and obedience, Mr. Bello said, On gratitude and obedience, Mr. Bello said that any Christian who knew how to obey and show appreciation to God was destined for great heights. An ungrateful man cannot go far in life. Gratitude will open the doors of breakthrough and success to you at any time, he claimed. Appreciation of God's goodness leads to an appreciation of your blessings and worth before God and man. Mr. Bello also mentioned that appreciating God would lead to success in life. It is the shortest cut to victory. If you want the heavens to be opened for you, if you want to be made whole, then you must be ready to appreciate Him. And of course, when he's saying appreciate God, it's not you feeling a sense of gratitude, though. It's essentially, it's talking about the wallet. It's talking about your wallet. So don't conflate or be confused. When it's asking you to appreciate God, it's attacking your wallet, because appreciation within Christendom and the Nigerian space, it usually involves parting with the content or some of the content of your wallet. So that's an assault on your wallet right there. It is the, let me take that paragraph from top again. It is the shortest cut. It is the shortest cut to victory. If you want the heavens to be opened for you, if you want to be made whole, then you must be ready to appreciate Him. When you return to give glory to God, the redeemed pastor asserted, He will return to make your life worth living. Divine upliftment comes in the place of gratitude. Every disobedience has a retribution attached to it. When you obey the commands of God, blessings follow after. But when a man disobeys, the blessings are withheld. The redeemed church leader who warned against procrastination added that devourers had also been assigned against people who do not pay tithes. On the route to prosperity, the cleric listed 11 steps: wisdom, diligence, labor, mystery of giving, the way of thinking, anointing, obedience, natural gifts and endowments, blessing of the right placement, praises, and breakthrough by the blood. The road to prosperity is a straight one if you only understand it. God has already made every provision for comfort and upliftment. There are certain things you can do to unlock the heavens for yourself and your family, he said, corroborating Mr. Bello's claim. Oh, I hope this doesn't go on for too much longer. Corroborating Mr. Bello's claims, Shegun Adeleye, the coordinator of the Redeemed Men's Fellowship Divine Connection Zone, said, Christians are crawling when they are supposed to be flying. The Redeemed Church leader said it was strange that Christians do not know that they are poor as long as they can afford one fairly used car and struggle to put food on the table. Buttressing his claim that Christians should be rich, Mr. Adeleye explained, but Philippians 4:19 says, and my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in the glory in Christ Jesus, in Christ Jesus. Do we bother to ask what God's riches are? According to Haggai 2:8, the silver is mine and the gold is mine, says the Lord of hosts. He reasoned that if the silver and gold belongs to God, then the logic should be that we, his children, should not be poor, but be very rich. He said Christians could not claim to be rich in Nigeria when the rich people in the country were from a different faith, whilst the rulers of the country and heads whilst the ruler of the country and heads of all the most important institutions were from a different faith. So there are several layers to that, of course, to be unpacked. They are sat on the assault on the wallet, of course, but that tail ends then to tell you then that the Christians are somewhat dominated within the Nigerian space, which of course there's no refuting that. Why? So this is now the last readout. Why I dumped APC Shekarau. The senator representing Kano Central Senatorial District, Madam Ibrahim Shekarau, has cleared the air on why he took the 11th hour decision to decamp from the All Progressive Congress APC to the new Nigerian People's Party NPP. Speaking at a World Press Conference hours after he formally announced his exit from the APC at his residence in Kano on Wednesday, Shekarau said he simply exited from the party as a result of the blatant marginalization and total neglect he had suffered in the hands of the leadership of the party at all levels. He added that looking at his immense contributions to the progress of the party at the peak of his travails, he deserved to be treated with prestige, honor, and decorum. He pointed out that he had striven to ensure that the unity and oneness of the party remains sacrosanct in the face of some grueling obstacles which had almost defied easy solution, whilst regretting that where his opinion and elderly guidance were supposed to be sought, he was craftily pushed to the lower rungs of the ladder. So, whilst regretting that where his opinion and elderly guidance were supposed to be sought, he was craftily pushed to the lower rung of the ladder, he said. As far as my exit is concerned, I have never single-handedly taken the decision to opt out, knowing that I have established a consultative forum to guide my conduct in every decision. I find it most expedient. The consultative forum itself has not single-handedly taken the decision to influence my exit from the APC. The decision reflects 80% of the opinions of our followers. My bone of contention is the cavalier manner I was made to suffer all sorts of victimization since coming on board as a senator representing Kano Central Senatorial District. In the last 3.5 years, I was never called to a meeting by the leadership of the party in the state, and Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje himself knows this. I have taken the decision to maintain my cool in a situation of this magnitude. I was conversant of my indispensability as a prominent member of the APC and a 2 consecutive term governor as well. I solely believe that my position, pedigree, and enviable status should be respected. The leadership of the party and the administration of Governor Ganduje have no justifiable premise to treat me shabbily, he added. I also want to draw your attention that I have every reason to adduce that I have borne the brunt of non-inclusion in the affairs of the APC and the entire business of leadership and governance over the years under Governor Ganduje, despite the fact that I have no axe to grind with him, knowing that in partisan politics like ours, anything can happen, he explained. So, no love is essentially what he's concluding. So, Charlie Boy, I see you. So, Charles, I don't suppose you know anything about Kano politics, so really no point asking you about that. So, let me take you then to Bruce Finn. Let me take you then to Bruce Finn, writing to Facebook asking them to ban the Buhari administration as a counterweight to the Buhari administration pressuring Facebook to ban the rascally Ipobians. So, what are you making of that?
My opinion, I think that's a good idea because Buhari is the type of guy. He's an evil guy. He doesn't really care about.
Am I going to struggle to hear you again?
No, Buhari is an evil guy. He doesn't care about his citizens. So you can't work because Buhari is basically counting what Buhari says in the ban Facebook. And why do they have the right to do that? You can't just ban free speech. That's not a good country. If you do that, that's not a modern country.
I don't think Buhari especially has any concept about free speech. I don't think he understands. He only understands some. We've seen interviews with him, just that when we played it yesterday. He has no concept of what is going on in the world as it is now. His concept is a concept of religion and ethnicity of days gone by, and he wants to then bring that into contemporaneous dynamics. So he has no concept of anything, never mind free speech.
And I want to also talk about what the Northern Elders said. The Northern Elders topic.
All right, carry
Yeah,
on.
to me, in my opinion, I think it's wrong. The Northern Elders to say that statement. It's wrong. You can't just accuse the whole
But they've
party.
always said that they are forever giving the Igbos quit noses in the north.
Yeah, yeah, but they're just saying that, but they don't really don't want them to live. They're just saying that just for political gain to get power. And I think what the Eastern reply is bad. You can't treat people like dog shit.
Look, Charles, people are saying they can't hear you. Can you see on your screen?
You can't really you can't say that statement and expect the Igbos to be quiet. You can't be doing that. But the northern people don't. That's what I said. They're not civilized. They don't still have human beings. You can't make that statement against a group of Nigerians. We're all Nigerians. We live in this country. We have to suffer the consequence of being this one Nigeria. If not this one, if not saying the Igbos live, then you're supposed to live too. You can't just attack one group of tribe. You can't be doing that. And what I believe what North else reply is a good thing. That's what I'm saying. The North.
No,
North
so is it him asking the Igbos to leave that offends you, or not asking the Yorubas to leave as well?
Well, family, it is actually able to live too, because the Yoruba people also.
Okay, so it's not asking the Yorubas to leave as well.
Yeah, because
we cannot leave. Yeah, I think the Yorubas will happily leave Nigeria. I'm not sure that that, I don't think there'll be too much resistance if the opportunity presents itself.
The Yorubas want to leave, but I'm not sure. When I see the Yoruba, I don't know if they want to leave or not. They're not showing me signs they want to leave.
They are not showing you signs.
I think they
are not on the streets chanting Unzobu Unzobu.
No, I think the Yoruba politicians are deceiving you guys. That's what I believe.
All right.
I believe.
All right.
But I believe what you said, Mom. You said no peace. They should be civilized. I believe we should make them civilized, because they're not acting like they want to be civilized. They don't act like that. Burning down shops. They need to be civilized. I get what you said. We need to teach them. We need to teach them.
I maintain that if we are ever going to rescue ourselves from the Malams, then we have to rescue the Malams from themselves, and that is to civilize them. If we civilize them, then everything is fine. But if we leave them as they are and just, we've been pointing at them and mocking them for a long time. But then, of course, they only know, they are like still stuck in some 18th century mindset, which is just pillage and conquer, just savagery, no development, nothing progressive, just crude, rule of the sword, sort of, so we need to rescue them from that mindset.
Yeah, we need to. I don't know, why can't they copy the brothers in the Middle East who are civilized? Why can't copy them?
Name one person in the Middle East that is civilized. Is it not the Middle East that they are copying?
Yeah, they're copying good, but they're not copying a good way. I mean the modern Middle East, like Dubai, those areas. Why can't they copy them? You know what I mean?
All right.
They need to be civilized. What you mean, big problem? How can the world Japan moving to electric cars and we're still going backward?
Yes, Japan is doing electric cars, and we're still rolling cattle in the forest and killing people.
What is cattle? I don't know why they worship cattle like it's a god or something or not.
No, that's their culture. You see, that's the difficulty that they have there. They tell you that is their culture, that they've always grazed cattle along the sways of the Sahel and into the western parts of Africa. But that culture, it can no longer subsist in the face of development, because development is not going to be held back for the culture. So it is the culture that has to give way to development. The country cannot not progress so that some Mala from Mali can roll his cattle to Benin Republic and back. So there has to be progress, and they have to evolve in their ways too. So we've already tried to educate them about ranching, but they are using it more as a threat tool. So, but it cannot sustain because the world is not going to go back. It's going to go further. It's going to develop more and more. So they are going to come across even more and more resistance against this way of life. So it's not sustainable, but their leaders continue to propel them that go after them. We've got guns to back you up. So this is what is these spaces that I mean when I say we have to civilize these people. We have to civilize them.
Yes, that's why I believe Africa need to involve too. I think the problem with Africans that we don't like to involve. We need to involve to catch up to the world. I think Africa could have the largest economy in the world if we think right. I believe so.
Africa should have the largest economy in the world. They should. If we can just get the balance of them, actually, it's just self-love that is missing from Africa, isn't it? You know, somebody will go and sell you to some European, take a few dollars, and they'll give him some girls, and he thinks then they like him. You know, I don't know, man.
Plus, Africa is blessed with so many. Africa is blessed with so many wildlife, so many beautiful mountain rainforest. We could use that as a advantage for tourism, but we don't realize that. We could use that so people could visit our country and they could pay money. But then we don't think that. We're blessed with oil. God blessed Africa with so many resources, but we're not using it. We're blessed. Africa is a blessed human being. We're blessed by God, but we're not using our gift God gave us. We're just waiting for mankind to fall. No, you must do something. You can't. I also we worship religion like a god. That's a problem. We worship religion like a god. They say, "Oh, you need to go to pray for your sickness." They say, "Oh, the devil."
But you're always running off to pray, Charles. Every minute you say you have to go and pray now.
No.
So are you swept up in that criticism?
No, not just on prayer. I'm saying after, for example, when someone said they're sick, they're like, "Oh, the devil makes you sick." No, he didn't make you sick. You did something to make yourself sick. We have to stop taking that mindset. You hear people, "Oh, they have a disease." "Oh, someone make me have a disease." No, it doesn't make you have a disease. You did something to make you have a disease.
All right. Thank you, Charles. So thank you, Charles. Charles, let me go on from you to Asheni Shere, who Baba Korea has come as today, and have him speak on then on the RCCG space. So Baba Korea, are you ready? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So then this space now.
One month.
Yeah.
I came before Baba Korea, but continue.
Yeah, no, I wanted him to speak on this space, but I'll come to you in a moment, because if I come to you with this space, I'm not sure that you want to, you will take it on with the robustness that I wanted. But no, I saw you, but don't worry. So this space, poor Christians in Nigeria are cursed, sinners, redeemed church. So, I mean, what do you think he means by that? Do you concur with that? The Bible says, bring us the meek and whatnot, but this prosperity language now, it really is wealth now the religion in Nigerian Christendom is the question. A conservative space like Redeemed Church saying this. What's your take on it, Baba Kure?
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are. When I read it, I just laughed towards that anyway. Well, if truly Pastor Adeboye really said that, I think that is out of touch.
It wasn't so much Pastor Adeboye, but a senior pastor within the church.
Within the church, okay. Well, so that pastor is out of touch, because most of these churches, even they even make their congregation even poorer, in the sense that you collect tithe, you collect offering, you collect everything, and you know how these people are struggling. Remember, a few weeks back, we were discussing about, a few weeks back, we were discussing about how church tax people and how you have to technically shame yourself to bring out the little you have in your pocket. So so that is how people get
But Baba Akure is going to
poorer.
is going to that space again. He's linking poverty with tithing, and he's saying that it is a form of ingratitude, and God only blesses people who bless Him. And he's saying then the consequences of your poverty is all
Is
down to you not tithing. You
that is
know,
just big lie.
it's a real manipulation. It's a real yeah.
Exactly, that is just big lie. It doesn't really work that way. You might not even giving anything to God. God, in fact, whatever we do, it is just that we just do it for humanity, not even for God, because God don't even need your money. So give Him thanks. That is main thing that Bible said. Give Him thanks, and that is His food. So issue of giving tithe, give offering, even this issue of tithe that we're talking about, it is meant to be taking care of poor people, widower, and visitors. Not even for pastor to be riding a nice vehicle.
You see, Baba Akure, this trick that they use is both clever but also dangerous. You see, what they do is they link your gifting of money to your fortunes in life,
to your prosperity. Yes.
So if things are not going well for you, and then people run to the pastor and they'll pray for you and say, "Are you tithing?" You know,
Exactly.
so when they put it in your mind that your tithing is linked, you parting with money to gifting is linked to your fortunes in life. So anytime that something bad happens to you or things don't go your way,
Just
which it doesn't, in the things go your way in the natural course of life, some things go for you, some things do. That's just life. But they link, they've put it in your head that those things that are not going for you this time is because of the tithing. So one way or the other, they will get you. They will get you one way or the other.
That is true. But basically, that is in Nigeria because we really depends on prosperity. So when we go to church, we believe that we are going to be blessed. But you cannot compare it with Western world, where everybody have their job, at least little job, and they have access to credit facility. If you broke, you can use your credit and you'll be paying back little by little. So we don't have that. So that is why pastor can just wake up one day and just term our predicament, tied it up with the issue of not being paid your tithe or not being coming to church regularly or because you come out of church on time or you are not praying very well, all kind of things. They will link it. But here in my church, we only go to church at 10 o'clock and we finish at 11 o'clock. Everybody go home. If you know,
is it an African church?
No, if you don't know, as a matter of fact, I can even tell you that we don't even have to. Nobody has time to stand up and start praying. Oh God, knock my
Holy Ghost fire
my enemy. Nobody really
fire
about that because what you do is that you sing praise and worship in the morning. Then the pastor read Bible. Then maybe pray like 5 minutes. Then you sing again. Everybody depart. If you don't have time, you see people going out because they want to go to work. So it is just the society that we find ourselves. That is why one pastor can brainwash somebody and saying that, oh, because you didn't tithe, that is why you continue poor and you will continue poor if you don't pay your tithe. So that is my take on that. And even
is the language too heavy that a Christian, a poor Christian is cursed? Is that language too heavy? Poor Christians in Nigeria are cursed sinners.
Very poor. Very poor indeed. It is very frightening for a pastor to say that. But like I said, it is just the system that we find ourselves. And we cannot decide for ourselves because we believe in prosperity. When things are not going, when you don't have job, when you don't have this, you have to go to the mountaintop to go and fast and pray. Believing that because you go to the mountain now, that's what is going to provide employment for you. And we also see people that you even give contract to. They will leave that job and they will go to mountaintop to go and pray rather than do their job. So these are the things because they really believe in pastor and they inculcate that this religion fanatics into our mind. So that is why they can be saying that and they just go away with it.
Babakure, let me give you an example of just how deep-rooted it is. I know somebody, I know this person personally. He'd been looking for a job for quite a while. He found one, and they told him to come and resume. But he had a church program, and he went to that church program to instead of going to resume that job. That church program to pray for him to come out of the difficulties in life. The job already facilitating for him to come out of difficulties in life. So if they ask you to come and the first day you don't even turn up, then you turns up the next day, even if they let him have the job, still they've already marked you down.
Exactly.
So this is how deep they've eaten into people's minds.
Exactly. That is what I said here. When you even on Sunday, a pastor didn't do what he's supposed to do on time, or you are wasting people's time, you just see them get out of the place and then go because they have to go to work. So there is a difference between religion and work. So you have to decide which one you want to do. Either you want to go to mountaintop and continue praying, fasting there, where you will get manna from heaven, or you face your job. So that is it.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, come in, UK.
Yeah, I think even the Bible that they even reading even said faith without work is dead. So if you're doing something, I mean, at the end you get a reward. But if you're not doing something, at the end you're not gonna get reward, because carrying Bible every day, you say I'm going to Saturday night, I'm going to Bible class. Why? Time is money. So how do you think you'll be rich, or how do you think you'll be comfortable? You can't be comfortable because the time you're supposed to go and work, you use it for trust something. So what do you expect? No matter how, because the way I look at these pastors, look at pastor who doesn't even they are even preaching. You are even more than them, because some of these you find out that most of these people that fall into this prayer is the graduate too. The one who claim that they're in school.
That's the most shocking. That's the most shocking part of it.
So I've looked at all these things. I say, man, this one na big ojoro. You're not gonna do that egunje on my way. You're gonna. Don't you know that sometimes when you go to church, they will tell you second offering, pastor offering, Sunday school offering.
Pastor offering.
You'll be forced. You'll be forced.
They call it pastor's blessing.
Yeah,
so
I remember.
You do your tithes, you do pastor's blessing, and then you do your offering. Why don't you just give the bank the church details to your employer so they can pay your salary directly to them?
I remember when I was in Nigeria, my father used to send us money now. So when my father sent that money, because I used to worship Assemblies of God, do you know I'll go and put hand inside that money, go and give 1/3. I said, which kind of stupidness is this one? And after giving the money now, I'll be broke. Sometimes if I want to go, I have to trek. Why I have money as well, but I say let me go and give it in order to show that you're being a good Christian.
If I can just
go on.
Yeah, but you remember I told you something on this platform. Say the day my legs step into this America, I stop praying.
And the prayer have been answered now.
You forgot God.
You have security, you have money, you have medical services. Everything you are praying for, you get it. So that's the prayer. What else are you praying for?
I don't pray no more. I'm telling you the truth. I don't pray.
I just want to.
You are no longer Nigerian.
Let me also have my take in this.
All right, let's hear from Brownberry and then we get back to Babakure.
The only thing I will support the government need to crack down on religion in Nigeria. Mostly, I'm talking about Christian and Muslim. If church has to be once in a week, it has to be once in a week. We don't want to see our people going to church Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday. That has to stop.
But what about delivery service now?
No.
What about for the singles? What about the youth meeting? What about the women meeting?
No. Freedom of religion as enshrined in the Constitution. What are you talking? What is government business with religion?
Okay. Hold on now.
Women that are looking for us.
Hold on. It's part of
part
of this poverty that we are in right now in Africa. Okay. Do you know the reason why India has not gotten to the place where China is? India is doing everything, but the religion is the one that is dragging them down. Okay, China, they've been able to deal with that space and make sure that, because they know what it can do to the to someone's mental capacity. You know, no matter how educated they are, they'll leave their office and they are in the church.
You can't remove religion from it's a no-go area religion in Nigeria. Nobody can touch it or regulate it.
Remove religion. We are not saying we should. You can, I mean, what day do they go to church? Sundays. That's what we know. What day do they go to mosque? Fridays. That's what the government should put. You go to church on Friday.
But what about women's meeting? What about women's meeting?
Let's be serious. Because this thing is getting out of hand. If we don't,
what about prayer worship? What about prayer worship?
No, let it do everything on Sunday. Let it do everything on Sunday.
What about youth takeover?
No, that is
every day of the week they have a title. They have a
dictatorial society.
Okay.
Are we a dictatorial? No, you can't do that. That is wrong.
Are you looking for economic development, or are you looking for democracy or the?
I get your point, Brownberry, but I'm only really mocking.
I'm looking for who to say. Are you going to tell them in China now that about 98% of them they all have jobs working?
Do you know why churches are booming? Is because people doesn't have job. Greater percentage of our population does not have job. If government created enabling environment where investor can come in and create job, a lot of people will not go to church. They'll be busy.
Ajande Koko,
I hired a driver.
Hold on, Brownberry. Ajande Koko, that is exactly what UK just described.
Yeah.
When he left Nigeria, as soon as he got to America, he did some courses to spruced himself up for qualifications, got himself a decent job, got himself an apartment, married himself. So what all the things that he's praying for.
Yeah, that is why a lot of young people doesn't go to church
in Nigeria. So that's why they, so
yeah. Ajane Koko, you said they should create a job. People have jobs.
No. There's no job. Let me tell you, there's no job. There's no job in Nigeria.
Those people that have jobs that will leave there. I'm going to tell you. I'll give you an example now. A driver, okay, that I hired to take me around, left me and went to the church, okay, and called somebody else and said, I'm talking about Tuesday morning. Okay, are these people, are they serious?
Those one are exceptional cases, but let me tell you, but if you have a university graduate or school science certificate holder that have job, that the job require him to be there from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, from morning till evening. You think he will leave his job?
They have those prayer meetings. They have those prayer meetings even in civil service something. No, a very toxic sort of. But run of thoughts on that space. It's quite a thing. So a poor Christian is cursed.
Well,
this
like
is what the Redeemed Church is saying.
Like Ajahn Lekoko said, Professor Ajahn Lekoko, like he said, that was exactly what I want to say. It is because a lot of people don't have job. I can tell you that we cannot go away from that fact. Nobody will have job. Let's say 90, and for us to cope this issue of nonsense that is going on in Nigeria regarding religion, when job is created, enough job is created, and people can go to job and they are occupied, then this issue of religion, somebody is blaspheming, somebody is causing you that because you didn't pay your tithe, that is why, because these things are not going well. If you are working and things are going well, in fact, if you don't pay tithe, and remember, whatever you give to God, you have to be very, very happy about it. Not you squeeze your face to give something to church. You have to be very happy. Okay, this is what I want to give to church or to God. You are very happy about it, and confidently you can give it to them, not the one that they have to coerce you and force you to give, and after that you now broke, and that blessing that you are expecting will never come. So, like Professor Ajeleko said, I think because of job, and that was what I have in my mind before. When we have enough job and people are occupied. This issue of going to church, going to mountaintop, it will be drastically reduced, and that is what government can do to checkmate the religion bigotry in Nigeria. You cannot make law to close down or to crack down on religion. You cannot do that in Nigeria. It won't be possible. But to do that, to crack down on them, create enough employment for people. When you go to an employer also, have to enforce. Okay, where you have your working hour from so time. Then if you cannot work with that, then you stay home. So I think that is the only solution.
All right, but I think somebody has to caution that church space, because the language from that space is getting too aggressive. Is on the one hand, it's getting extremely aggressive because this is very aggressive language, and then on the other hand, it's getting just too ridiculous. So from pastors like this, Pastor Bello from RCCG, this is an extremist sort of this is extortion. This is mafia. This is extortion language. But then from people like Pastor Suleiman and Daboski, it's just too ridiculous. So the whole thing is just turning into a joke, you know. Is it a comedy something? This
it has become comedy because it has become comedy. Religion in Nigeria has become a comedy. I honestly, I am a Christian, a practicing Christian for that matter. And I want to believe that even Muslim is even much more better than Christianity right now.
At least they are structured and disciplined. So you may not agree with their doctrine, but in their own, they are structured and they are disciplined.
Because too much fake pastors we have in Christianity is not as much as that in the Muslim religion. I'm not saying that they don't have to, but no, this issue of Christianity
they don't make it compulsory for you to donate, and their own how do you call it? Their own as we can call it tithe is 1%, and that 1% is at your convenience. If you are not convenient to pay it, if your situation does not it's not convenient for you to pay that 1%, you don't have to pay it. That is what their own doctrine says. It's 1%. So if you are giving 1% to the mosque, 1% definitely will be very convenient for everybody. But if your situation does not permit it, according to the doctrine, don't pay it. If you pay it, then you commit sin. Because it's not convenient for you. Why must you inconvenience yourself because you want to serve God?
Exactly.
And that is what Islamic doctrine preaches. That do not inconvenience yourself in terms of donating money to the mosque because you want to serve. No. So that one is even better than these people that are forcing you. And it wasn't like that before when we are growing up. The Catholic churches, the Baptists, all these things, they were not preaching, they preached more of salvation and not on financial, financial prosperity. All the preachers in these Pentecostal churches everywhere, financial prosperity.
Somebody is pulling you up. They actually insisting that it's 10% and it's called zakat, which is one of the 5 pillars of the religion, zakat.
I don't know where you get the 10% from.
Yeah,
you can give us some verses of Quran that says it's 10%. It's 1%.
I mean, I'm not Muslim, and it's not my faith of choice. But I have to say that they are more structured and more disciplined in the way they practice. They don't aggressively chase you for money. In the
we can all agree
that,
on that.
You know, that
either 10% or 1%, either 1% or 10%, we can all agree on what you just said, one man. They are not so coercing like that of Christianity in Nigeria right now, because the way this Christianity are behaving now is getting out of hand.
Yeah,
But you should be careful when you are saying Christianity. You should.
Are these people really Christian?
It is Pentecostal. If you go to
exactly,
what do you call it? If you go to Baptist Church, Catholic, they were not doing it. They are not doing it like that. It's Pentecostal that is leading in this crusade for money.
Exactly, Adenle Koko. That's what I was going to ask. Are they really Christians? Is that Christianity? I mean, I was born into the Catholic Church and I grew up inside the Catholic Church, and I never saw this thing. I'm still a Catholic, and I never ever saw such thing like you donate for. I have a sister-in-law that, you know, I got fond of her because when I went to Nigeria, you know, she took care of my family. She did the cooking, the washing, and then, you know, she just gave us attention. And, you know, I got really fond of her. So unfortunately, some time ago, she suffered an accident and she fractured one of her legs. And I said, okay, you know what? I heard the news. I called her and I said, go to the hospital. She said, no, I will go to one place. Like I said, no, go to a real hospital, get a real doctor, you know, get a real treatment. And she went. She said the treatment wasn't cheap, and I said, how much was it? She told me. I said, okay, don't worry, just go do that treatment. I'm going to send you the money. So, oh God, man, I sent the money to this girl, and after some 2 weeks, you know, she thanked me at that moment. After some 2 weeks, I called her back. And she said, "Oh, I'm getting better." You know, I was thinking that she really went to get a real treatment. Do you know what this lady did? She went and donated part of the money to the church, and there they were going to heal her with only through prayers.
So orthopedic Christian Church of God, is it
orthopedic? Because what Nigerians want, what Nigerians expect is not even miracle. It's magic. That's what they want. It's not miracle. They want magic. Students will go to instead of going to read their books for the exams, they go to pray. So that they pray on their pen and whatever they want to use in the exam, so that they score a better grade. So what they want is actually not miracle. It is magic. That is what they expect. That is what I mean. Like every other thing bastardized in Nigeria, the faith also has been bastardized, and that is what you get now. Regulating it, I don't think it's the ideal way.
It's almost impossible even to do.
Can I come in?
Yeah, go on. You go, UK, and then we get back to Baba, correct?
Yeah, I was going through my Facebook yesterday. So in that Facebook, they wrote like a blank check. All of them, they were commenting that they will receive. So it happened that my cousin commented on that thing. I just tag myself, I gotta go look for work. Go and work. Nobody will give you. If you like, pray. You see that money you see in that Facebook, that check, you can't get such a check. Do you know what? It was like 3 million naira with this GTB bank check. I say, you guys are Yahoo boys. Go and look for work and work. Keep dreaming on that check. You know, they keep fantasizing what they don't even work for. You know, you didn't do work. Then you're looking check for Facebook and commenting MM. Which kind
That's what I'm saying. It's magic. They want magic, not miracle.
Do you also get those texts that they will send you some ridiculous text, and they say if you don't say amen,
I want them not to be sending
evil will befall you.
I want one of my cousins. Don't ever send me this kind of you. I mean, that's.
And if you don't forward it to 10 people, you will die. You know, this kind of thing. Not it's quite
I
a
just
thing.
pull away from those nonsense.
But
when I see such thing,
yeah.
what they say, if you don't do it, then it's something, I will just delete it. Okay, I'm not doing it. I want to see that thing that want to happen to me. I will delete it, and I'm still living today. Nothing happened to me. So all this nonsense,
you know, if you read it, then it hooks you.
It's not going to. I've read it.
Because,
I've read some of them several times, and I will not send it, and nothing happened to me. I just say, look at all these brainwashed people, stupid people that cannot think on their own.
But you know, Ajanle Coco, for instance, here, if you are sick and you go to a pastor, and they promise you healing, you know that you can, if something happens to you because of that, you know that that pastor can be sued.
Oh yes.
But in
how can you sue
them in Nigeria too?
No,
yeah,
sorry, hold on.
No, I disagree.
Hold on, UK. How can you sue? If you go to a pastor and he pronounces on you and it doesn't come true, how can you sue?
No, that is not the point. The point is that, for instance, the person has a serious illness that because that person is somebody that trusts you. It's like you are like a doctor, or you know, it's like somebody entrusted to you. So sometimes you understand more than that person. So you have to tell that person, look, I'll pray for you, but you have to go to a physician. Then I will pray for you so that your treatment works on you, and not that you will cure that person. That's the point.
But to be fair, a lot of those pastors, that is what they actually do. They'll say, I will pray for you, but you must go to a hospital. That's what a lot of them do.
But in Nigeria, they will make you, that money you were going to spend in the hospital, they'll make you keep it with them. That's the point.
To be sleeping in the church.
Yeah, that money you're going to use to treat yourself. That's what their target is.
All right, thank you. So, Baba Akure, how many night vigils have you attended? You look like a night vigil sort of a man to me.
Night vigil when I was back in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I never even night vigil. About 17 years now, I've never been to night vigil because this is my 17 years of living that I have left Nigeria anyway. So I do night vigil.
So Baba Akure, so when you go back to Nigeria, you will not go for night vigil.
It's your rule.
Even I conducted my own service in my own house. I go to church just to see my friend, not really go and sit down and sit down for 4 hours. It is not part of me anymore. So I prefer to just stay in my house. Just the most important thing is that I pray in the morning. That is it. When I want to sleep, I pray. That is it. So like go and stay in the church for the whole day. I don't have time for that. Where I have so many commitments to deal with.
But Akure, do you know what is coming out of this conversation? Do you know what I am hearing from this conversation, this little conversation that we are all having? UK said as soon as he left Nigeria, he's really stopped going to church, not because he stopped believing, but because he's too busy sometimes, and he will attend for. And you are also saying that you go to church, but as soon as the designated time is up, if the pastor does not round off within the next minute or so, everybody leaves.
Exactly.
So that tells you then that it's the poverty and lack of something to do that is actually driving people to church.
Exactly.
Because the moment people have the opportunities that should be afforded them in life, then they don't really have that need, to go to church so routinely.
Here, I still go to my church anyway because I still play my drum set. And back in Nigeria, when I was in Nigeria, I played drum set. And anytime I go to Nigeria too, I still play drums anyway. It doesn't really matter. I just returned from abroad. I still play drum set. I still play my drums in the church, but no time wastage. So if it is time to go, I just get out of the place and do my business.
It's lack of economic activities.
But when I was, go ahead.
Yeah, our people are not fully engaged in economic activity. They are jobless. They don't know what to do. So all these criminals hiding under the cover of religious activity brainwashes them, and then go deep into. Take over every sense of thinking whatsoever they have, and then put that lie about God before them, that only God can solve your problem. You don't look any other way. Just come to us. We will give you, we are the one, we are the representative of God, and we can make everything happen to you. For you. Everything you are going through economically, they will say is spiritual. You are going through spiritual problem. And this is the place. That is the problem.
All right, Baba, could I round off your thoughts on that space? And then I want to hear from HO what her take is of that space. And then I'll come back to you for your commentaries on Hakim Baba Ahmed, that they are issuing quit notices to Igbo again. But
one more, please. Can you give me just a second? Let me just address something. Right, because I only come for something. Right. Please, Baba Kura, please, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Good afternoon, everyone. And I just came to address Ajale Koko thought, and that is true. Ajale Koko was right. Forget about someone who told you about zakat. That one who told you zakat is different than if you talk about zakat. Yeah, zakat is charity. It's something once in a year. You don't do it always. You don't do it in the mosque. You do it at home. And after Ramadan, you normally do zakat once in a year. And if you want to do zakat, it's not you that do the zakat. As far your father is still alive, it's your father will cover all the zakat for the family. So the person who told you that we Muslim pay 10%, I don't think he really know what is. He didn't read Quran, because if you read it very well, it's not. And I don't think it's up to 10%. And Ajalo Koko was right when he said
the guy has withdrawn the statement. He corrected himself in the comment section. But how do they attack your wallet in the mosque? Because I know they attack your wallet. So how do they diddle money out of you? How are you squeezed in the mosques?
Like me now, I not be say I'm proud of it. I'm not sure say since when I did go mosque, as I grow rich like this, I don't pay rich maybe 30 times since when I did go mosque. Not be say I take I'm proud, but normally, like mosque, it's not compulsory. It's not due. It's not forced.
The imam does not remind you that they have to pay electricity.
No. The contribution of the mosque, the reason why they are contributing money from the mosque is that maybe when the mosque is having problems, they don't need to ask people to, maybe the money, the savings that they save, they will use it to maintain like microphone.
Where are they getting the savings? Where are they getting the savings if you guys are not contributing?
No, we don't contribute, but sometimes when mosques have problems, like the rich man inside the mosque, maybe when they say they want to do something, one person might volunteer and buy the
electricity bill. Who pays for the upkeep of the mosque? Who pays for that?
Mosque doesn't have account. This is the fact. But the thing is that sometimes, except maybe sometimes, like if stranger come to a mosque after praying, because of the chief imam, the way he pray, you might go there to go and give it something personally, but he will never ask you.
Hold on, Dan. The electricity bill, the repainting of the church, the renovating of the roof, the sprucing up of the place, the feeding, who pays for the runnings of the mosque? Because they have bills every month. So how is that covered?
Yeah, that is true. Like in abroad, there is quite different with Nigeria. But when I was in Nigeria, like this bill of 18, normally we don't pay. When I was going to mosque in Nigeria, in Auchi, we don't pay something. It's just that the people who are rich inside the mosque, sometimes they pay for those things. They are their duty to just maintain it, because they will say do it. They always say feasibility, which is do it because of God. It's not me. It's not that everybody will pay the same amount. You don't pay. The one that they have less privilege, they don't pay. except those who are rich, they can able to afford it, they will afford it. Not that like mosque, the only like mosque now, individual they don't own mosque. It's
Okay,
just like mosque is like a community.
Let me
I don't
come
think
in.
you are not addressing my question.
Okay, let me address it. One man.
Yeah.
Let me address it. You see the way they do it. Members in the mosque, they know themselves.
I'm talking about the overheads. Who covers the overhead?
Yes. What I'm saying, all members, regular members that come to the mosque, they know themselves. From the imam to all the regular members, they know themselves. Then the imam will tell them if they want to do it to God, voluntary donation, voluntary contribution. So they raise this fund by asking those that want to give maybe monthly donation, monthly contribution.
So Bambi Allah every month, Bambi Allah.
Yeah, hold on one man. So if you believe you have the capacity to give any amount that you like on monthly basis, it is allowed. Then they will write your name down.
I don't think that. I don't think I agree with that. I'm not Muslim.
Are you a Muslim? I'm telling you what is happening.
That is true. Muslim, like I'm going to. I was born inside Islam. Yes. Not that I was. Not that I'm a converter. I'm a Muslim. All my parents they are Muslim.
The way it works. So if you are regular members in the mosque, they tell if you want to donate any amount you like, $10, $1 on monthly basis, they have a ledger. Everybody, all those people on monthly basis, they go and give their money. So they keep that money in the bank. So that is number one way of raising funds. Then number two, if you voluntarily at any time you believe, okay, I want to give $1,000 to the mosque. Without being asked, you just go, the financial secretary or the imam, you just go, I want to give this money.
Is that not somewhat inconsistent and unpredictable? That's an unpredictable system. There has to be
I don't know your
one man. Let me explain to you.
Hold on. What I'm saying is the church, the mosque, the institution, they know X amount of money is their overhead, their outlay every month. And they have to
let me tell you this, the way is operated.
Hold on. They know that X amount of money is their outlay every month. And they have to with some consistency know that this X amount of money is their income in every month. So that is somewhat predictable within the church space because they know their congregation, they know that these are the level of tithes that are coming in. So they can permutate, they can project with that. But if you are saying this is some sort of like flip of a coin every month, however much comes in, there's a sort of an inconsistency to that.
Yeah. Asking this question because you are a Christian, you don't know how it works in a mosque.
Exactly.
That is why you are asking all these questions. You are used to the way Christian does their own way of raising funds. That is why it is in the mosque. It's not like that.
It's not so.
Number one, the mosque maybe a mosque in the mosque. Like I told you earlier, if you want to be a regular contributor on financial contributor on monthly basis, yes, they know you'll be contributing them every month. Then when they have a specific thing they want to do for the development of the mosque, like they want to do some repair or renovation or some other things, now they will come, the imam will make this announcement in front of the congregation. It will tell them this is what we want to do. This is our plan. We want to expand the mosque. We want to renovate this place. Then they will call for people to donate. Then among them, those that have money will come out and pledges, and then that is how they will raise the fund, and they will deploy that fund, commit it into whatever they want to do, and that is the way they run it. Imam does not get paid. That is what I know. I don't know the way it's run now.
Yeah, it's not get paid.
They are not get paid.
No.
All the
how does it cover his
officers,
expenses? How does it cover his expenses?
Well, he's just doing it for God.
He's doing it for God, and he must have another.
He has to buy food. He has to pay rent.
He must have his work. He must be working.
He must have work, exactly. It will not depend on only just praying alone. He must have personal what is giving me income. You don't depend on that because everybody is a chief. If you can able to recite Fatiha, which is a Lord's Prayer of Muslim, and you can able to recite any verse for Quran, meaning you can able to lead. It doesn't mean that because one man is only because you are holder, you can lead. Everyone can lead in the mosque. So if they give you that opportunity to lead, it doesn't mean that you are so special because people behind you, they still know what you are reading. Because that's why when you are reading, people on your back listen to what you are reading. When you make mistakes, someone on your back will correct you.
I'm not sorry, Dan. I'm not convinced. I'm pretty certain they have a 10% system like everyone else.
No, let me tell you something. Yeah, let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain for you.
I'm telling you.
Let me explain for you.
They don't have it. We are not Christianity. They are not. They are not Luthers like the Pentecostal. So don't put them on the same scale.
See, let me explain for you, Ajale. Let me explain for one man better, Ajale Koko, please. You know, one thing is like, let me use example from my mosque in Nigeria, in Edo State. There is a big mosque we wanted to build in Auchin. The fund was a little bit because, in fact, like most 70% of people in Auchi, they are Muslim. They announced it, but they didn't talk who we're going to pay. But the big man in Auchi say, okay, when the mosque will comment, everybody know. When they say they want to start, then individual was saying, all the tithes that we use in that mosque, I will provide everything. This is how it does. Not that they will task everybody. At the end of it, they build the mosque, and the mosque is one of the biggest mosques in Edo State and one of the beautiful mosques in Edo State. Individual build the mosque. Now the maintenance, you know what as the Nigeria like a mosque normally do, even from here, because I always go to Somalia mosque every Friday here in Germany. So when I'm going, the thing is that after praying, before they round up, when this Imam says Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah, when they close everything, then there is maybe train or like a small bow, which is let me tell you. No, calm down. Let me explain for you.
It's a 10% system now.
Wait, not 10%. No.
Dan, one man is pulling your leg.
I know, but I want me to not. I know that one man is just joking.
They pass it round in churches too. They pass the basket round for you to put.
Yeah, but I know one man is just joking. But I just want to.
It's 10%. You have the regular 10%. That one is Jara in the church. You have regular 10%. So but this one is just voluntary. If you like, you put. You don't like, don't put. You are not enforced. They don't force you to put any money there. And that is the way they raise their fund to manage the mosque, which is better.
And even the mosque, the Somalian mosque here, because they are paying, because the Somalian mosque in Germany here, they are paying for the rent and government. You know,
who's paying for the rent? Okay, who's paying for the rent?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Somalia community are the owner of the mosque because I'm from Nigeria, but I go the mosque. But sometimes when I go there, maybe sometimes I have €1 for my pocket. I will just drop it there, but not always. I don't put it always. Once in a while, when I see I have €1 on my pocket or how much I have, but I can't lie to you, I can't lie to God, but I never drop more than €1. This is what we are saying. I will not lie to you because God will have on year after I must testify what I say. Yes, that's why I don't want
to mosque.
It's not. I choose to lie. I choose to lie for you than to lie to God. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is that these are how it does here. Because why? The Somalia people in the group here, because there is Turkey mosque here, there is a Pakistani mosque here, there is Somalia mosque here, but I normally go to Somalia mosque here. So what I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes you paid, not that you paid how much, they don't ask you see how much you're going to pay, but they will just put the boat there. Then when you are passing, if you have, you put it. If you don't have, you don't put it. So once in a while, when I say I have coins on my pocket, I will just drop it there. But not that always, I always drop it there. And that is one. And what
even when you don't have coins in your pocket, do you put your hand to pretend like you're dropping?
No, why
Are you sure?
See, let me tell you one more.
That's what people do in churches. So when they pass the basket round, even when you're not putting, you hold your face like you have money in it.
You done that before, one man. You done that before.
No.
Let me tell you one man. One man, you don't need to use that one. You might you might convince people. You might confuse people or convince them that you are the righteous. But you can't deceive. You can deceive the world, but you can't deceive the God. This is what I want you to understand. So when I do that, I'm deceiving myself, not God. Because whatever you are doing there, know that you and your God, you are committed. You are committed with God. So you must be careful when you are with God, because from that time it's just that you are standing in front of God. So you don't need to deceive yourself. So let's forget about that. For this church issue you are talking, it's just Nigeria religion. Oh, not that, but I know Muslims still have their own problem inside too. I would not say it's only Christian. Muslim has their own problem. It's just that the way our people try to paint religion to us, because like according to what
Dan, I must get back to Baba. It's only because it's a short session and we're almost even, we're already heavily into it. But let me get back to Baba.
No problem.
But thank you. But I'm still not convinced. I'm pretty certain you have a 10% system. But Baba, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Either way, either they have 10% or they have 20% or have 1%. What I know for sure is that they are not coercing people like what these Pentecostal churches in Nigeria are doing right now. You can take it or you leave it, because every single time we see all these pastors came out on the media and start talking nonsense. So we don't see Muslim like that. I'm not saying that there is no Yahoo imam too, where they have Yahoo imam, but it's not as tough as this what we are experiencing in Christendom. That is my take on that.
All right, thank you, Baba Kure. Just because I invited, Echo, do you want to make a brief commentary on that space before I move Baba Kure on? Echo, are you with us? Okay, we don't have Echo. So Baba Kure, let me take you then to the space. Okay, go on. But just a short. What
I just want to say is, you see, religion in Nigeria, the way it's practiced, it defies logic, it defies reason. We talk about Muslims now, how they practice in Nigeria. Like Jafar was saying, yes, there's some mosque now that now pays their imams to preach to them. If one of us remember one of those imams that was said to have accused Buhari, he gets paid. I mean, they pay him to always deliver his sermons to them in the mosque. So not just him alone, many other imams, the chief imams of most central mosque, they get paid. So, but in other countries, as it's obtainable, it's totally a different thing entirely from the way it's practiced in Nigeria. So that tells you that Nigeria is just a mess. They've messed up everything in that country. Talking about our one man, I want to ask you a question. When you said you are a redeemed man, so are you now criticizing your geo?
How do you mean? It's not the geo that said it. It's it's just a satellite.
Do we really know which religion one man belongs to? Because today he will tell us he's a Jehovah's Witness. Tomorrow,
no, I was born a Jehovah's Witness, but I go to redeem.
He said he has his own Sunday school.
The truth of the matter is that if your geo messes up, we should have the courage to criticize them as well. Simply.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should not call him out, but I'm just saying I'm just surprised that he's not. He's talking about his a redeemed Christian church the way it is. Well, anyway, so my point is this: you see, was it Adeboye that was saying? I heard him when he said, when we were growing up those years, Those people who grew up in the 60s, 70s can attest to this. You go to church, what they preach is, they preach the Bible. They tell you how to make heaven. I mean, you read, when you read scriptures like...
Now they tell you how to make money.
When you read scriptures like when Jesus was talking, when he was giving the sermon on the mount, when he says something like, make treasures for yourself in heaven, where no termite or whatever exists, and they would destroy your treasure. Make treasure. When we read such place like they call it, is it the beautification? I've forgotten the name.
Beatification.
Yeah, something like that. So the point I'm trying to make is when church, every time we read sermons like that, it makes you feel like you want to be close to God. You want to make heaven, you want to be righteous. But now what you hear this pastor teach today is just entirely different from I can quote you so many numerous Bibles, chapters and verses that does not kick against being poor. In fact, the 96% of the followers of Jesus Christ, when he started his ministry, were all poor people. Were people that were considered as ordinary people and uneducated people. The Pharisees will never be. The Sadducees will never be. Those people were highly placed in the Jewish society. They consider them as Hamharet, that's what they call them. Then. So what are we talking about? So this is where they've changed the religion, and we've exported that version of religion into Ghana, into Zimbabwe, into South Africa. We've messed up the whole Africa with that version of Christianity in Nigeria. So the point is, what I'm trying to say here is that either Islam, either Christianity, they've messed it up. It defies what is known as what you can even consider as logic, because what we see in Nigeria is not obtainable in most even advanced countries where even those religions come from, like in Saudi Arabia. Not the way they practice it in Nigeria exactly. That's how they do it. It's a mix of Shiite, this and whatever, Wahhabis. They just a convoluted space. So for me, in conclusion, like somebody was saying, I heard somebody was saying that it should be a clamp down. Yeah, it should be a clamp down religion. Well,
and it's almost impossible. It was Brownberry, but it's an impossible ask.
How can you? Woman, I've had. I read a lot of people. I read a lot of religious texts. The religion you said you were born into, Jehovah's Witnesses, they've always
it's not
said,
a religion; it's a doctrine.
Well, if you call it doctrine, well, if you call it doctrine, that's
it's not a religion. It's Jehovah's Witnesses a religion. It's not a religion now.
It's a version of Christianity now. They claim to be Christians, right?
So it's not a religion.
Okay, fine.
It's a version.
Let's drag that. If you consider them a religion, you consider it. That's up to you. I've always listened to them. They've always made this preaching, because they said, I mean, they use the Bible to tell you that, to prove that. That I don't know if you know that. Definitely, maybe you must have forgotten. They said religion at some point will be clamped down by the political elements. The government of the world will clamp down on religion, because religion is becoming a pain in the butt. If you go to Asia, it's a problem over there. In South Asia, you see the Buddhists, the Hindus, they're fighting against the Muslims.
It's almost impossible to clamp down on religion in Nigeria, because religion is at the foremost of everything that Nigerians do. The Christians, they are fanatical about their religion. The Muslims are fanatical about their religion. The president of the country is only likely to ever be one of those two religions. And the moment you move against another religion, then you have a crisis. So it's just impossible.
It's going to be a surprise, yeah. I mean, I've heard them say that. I mean, I'm yet to see that happen. I like yourself. I find it. I won't say I'm a doubting Thomas, but I know it's because I mean I've listened to them many times. I sat them down. They made me understand that it's possible. I mean,
what is possible? What is possible?
Okay, I know. I just don't know.
What is possible? What are you saying is possible?
Hold on. I've listened to them. Like you say, reading the Bible, with God all things are possible, right? Or with God all things are possible. This is not going to be something that the religious elements, the religious people, will bring upon the system themselves.
The government can never clamp down on religion in Nigeria.
I don't want to argue that with you. If you read the book of Revelation, which you've shown me, I've seen it there. That God will put it in their mind. Hold on. God will put it in their mind to carry out that thought. And so if God does that, which with him, nothing is
by divine prompting, prompting.
They will, but that's what is being preached by them. So I'm just trying to throw that out there so that we'll not be surprised when it eventually happens that way. That religion will be not just only in Nigeria, worldwide.
But rational mind, that has happened, hasn't it?
It's not really happened. No, not in the way we're saying it.
No, in the Soviet Union, you had they abolished religion.
Yeah,
in China, they abolished religion. In Cuba, they abolished religion.
Oh, hold on. Russia still has. They have their. Is it their what they call it?
They have an Orthodox. Yeah, Orthodox
that's not what we're talking
Catholicism. I think. Yeah.
Religion, as we know it died in any form. That's what the Jehovah's Witnesses are name. I expect Obama to know all of this, but I'm not surprised if he doesn't know it. That they said it's going to be clamped down on. Well, let's all see how it's going to happen. But for me, I'm holding my. I mean, on one part of me believes that it's possible. So on what Brown said, I believe that it might possible. They might do that. So in conclusion, just to conclude that being
is that your third conclusion?
Being poor is not it's not a yardstick in measuring whether you are righteous or unrighteous. So this thing that people preach in Nigeria, I think our people needs to wake up. Like Adeboye said, is because people are not working. Somebody who does not work, what do you expect him to think? He would think that God will solve his problem for him. When his father tells him that the reason for his problem is because of his person from somebody from his village, or his mother, his father is the one behind him. So if you work for 8 hours, you are tired. I know when I was working in the seaport, I work for one salt company then, the Pakistani. By the time I get back home like this, I'm so tired to do anything. And I work the same work like that every day. When will you find the time to go to school? I mean, when will you find the time to go to church? So the point is because the economic situation of that country, the rate of poverty is making people to turn to God for the solution to their problems. I tell you, if people start working, it will reduce this madness that is going with this fanaticism with religion. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Rational Mind. So before I come back to you, Baba Kure, let me acknowledge Alexander Superchat, which is pointing in the direction of Brownberry. He's saying, is Brownberry Urobo or Isoko essentially? Is he a Deltan? So that's to you, Brownberry, at your discretion if you want to answer. But Alexander is curious to know. He says, is Brownberry Urobo or Isoko, or essentially is a Deltan? So do you want to address that, Brownberry, before we move on?
Yeah, well, address that. Look, I'm in Nigeria, a southern Nigeria, and I'm going to leave it there because I want to.
Well, I am an Oyo man.
Yeah, I want to leave it
Baba Kure is full.
Why are these people trying to are not proud to mention?
Look,
a lot of people will say, I don't want to say, I don't want to.
What's the problem be held against you?
Huh?
Look, that's
maybe you are not even a Nigerian, man. Maybe you are not even a Nigerian. That's why you are not. You don't know where to mention. Maybe you are not even a Nigerian.
I'm not a Nigerian. It's good if you say so.
Yes, we can't hear you. Your accent is not even Nigerian, so there's somewhat of a Sierra Leonean link to your voice. Are you?
I'm feeling Kenya. I think he's Kenya.
It's Kenya. Look at this guy. Are you my side?
Let's be proud of being Southern Nigeria. Because my tribe has not given me anything, and I'm very sure your tribe hasn't given you anything either. But you want to tell me has given you something? Let me know. Just pretty. We are here right now. Tell me
it's giving me something. No, it's giving me it's giving me a sense of identity and a pride of being.
What the tribe has done for you, your tribe has kicked you out, and you are in London sitting there.
And my tribe didn't kick me out. Oh, I'm here by choice. I'm not.
Nigeria kicked him out. Nigeria kicked him out.
No. If
there's nothing like Southern Nigeria. You have a place from that Southern Nigeria that you come from. I am a Yoruba man. I will mention it any day.
Thank God for you.
An Igbo man should be proud of say, oh, okay, in Southern Nigeria, I'm an Igbo. I'm an Igbo. And Delta will say I'm an Delta. What is Southern Nigeria? There's nothing like Southern Nigeria. Forget about Southern Nigeria, man.
I suspect he's an Auchi man. It's Auchi people that are always funny like this. You're an Auchi man. UK, come in.
Yeah. One man, I tell no say you will carry out Uchi matter enter inside. You see, that what you talk now, we be like that. We want talk. I don't want just carry religion enter here. I go scatter here. I don't tell you my mind.
Let's hear from UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why is it that the guy doesn't want to say? Well, I mean,
I don't
which
know.
which one is Southern Nigeria? Me, I'm an Ohafia. I'm from Ohafia, and my place is Epem Ohafia. So that's my roots. There's nothing like Southern Nigeria. Talk where you from, my man.
You
And
see,
forget about that.
Jafar is proudly Hausa Fulani from the Great Sokoto State, even though
And
there's
that's
no such thing as Hausa
Even Jafar
Fulani.
from
You know,
Kano
you
is
see, you
proud
are
to
either
call
Hausa or
himself from
Fulani.
Kano. No, he never called himself that. Oh, I'm from Northern Nigeria. What is Northern
From
Nigeria?
Auchi. I've decided you are from Auchi. Yeah, an Auchi man.
He want to claim everywhere in Southern Nigeria. He's talking. He want to claim Yoruba.
Look, let me tell you something.
He want to claim Igbo. He want to claim minority everywhere.
From Badagry to Cross River is everywhere. From Badagry to Cross River.
I'm from my ancestors. I'm from Yoruba. I'm from Igbo. I'm from Edo. I'm from Bender. What's it called?
Right?
Forget about this 419 mentality that how can you be from everywhere?
My Kenya.
I want to believe the man is from Gongola State.
Yes, yes. You know, there's a bit of Adamawa in this guy. There's a bit of Adamawa in him. Are you Adepo's agent?
I use them from the creek. I can identify him. He know themselves. He said it from Delta.
He is from Gongola State. Do you guys still remember when we used to have Gongola State?
What was it split into? What was Gongola split into?
I don't even know.
Adamawa.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wow.
Gongola State.
All right. It's a citizen of no mean city. So there it is. So Baba Akure, let me just move on, because if I ask you to round off again, you will never get the words out. But let me go. Let me take you to let me take you to the Kanu lawyer space. So the Kanu lawyer space, he now writing strongly worded petitions to Facebook to ban Buhari off the back of Lai Mohammed requesting that IPOB be banned. Is this just a bit of a nonsense, or what are you making of it, Bruce Finn?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
No, I was saying Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Bruce Finn, he has written to Facebook to ban the Buhari administration for reasons of being genocidal and fighting against the Biafrans. And that is coming off the back of Lai Mohammed pressuring Facebook to ban IPOB. So is this a bit of a nonsense, or is it being clever? What are you making of that, Bruce?
To me, I don't see that to be making any sense, because his argument has no base. I don't see any genuinity in that. It is not going anywhere, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just rubbish. That is my own take, because he cannot really establish that, okay, because government sent military to eastern part of Nigeria. That is why they have to ban Buhari government from Facebook. Does Buhari government post anything of such on Facebook?
I didn't even know Buhari government was on Facebook. Do they even know what Facebook is?
Even if they're on Facebook, do they post that their army is fighting in the eastern part of Nigeria on Facebook? So it doesn't make any sense.
You know, whenever I hear from that guy, it's the American guy, by the way, Bruce Finn. Anytime that I hear from him, you just get the sense that he's speaking to the space both to justify his presence and to clout chase and to earn his money. He's never said anything that you think that, oh, this is
honestly, I don't. Nonsense. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even trust him, because there was a time he went to a place and did a little Photoshop, and he said, "Oh, I just submitted petition to
United Nations,
Hague and stuff like that, and they are filing to pick up Buhari after his time and bring him to Hague." I just said, this one is talking rubbish.
do you think it's from Auchi, that guy? It looks like it could be from Auchi, because
you never can tell. You never can tell. He must know something like know much about Igbo narrative. To me, that is how I see him. Anyway, I think for somebody to be working like that, I think he know a little bit about Igbo narrative, and most likely, you never can tell. His forefather might be from Igbo.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Because remember, we crossbreeding every time now. You see black
Yes.
people married to white people and white people married to black people. So you cannot really tell who is from who now.
Because anytime you see a conny man, there's usually
So
outy
that's
blood in
crossbreeding.
there.
Crossbreeding. Are we animals?
Okay. All right. Well, whatever.
All right. Thank you, Baba Kure. So for reasons of time, let me go on to UK. So UK, thank you for yielding the space. But let me come to you now. Ohaneze Ndigbo calls for the arrest of Northern Elder spokesman Baba Ahmed, for him now asking that the Igbos be excluded from Nigeria. So what are you then making of this wayward Mauritanian's words?
Well, the thing is, I mean, honestly, they should just leave the man. The man he is not the federal government of Nigeria.
He's not even a Nigerian, you know that guy is not a Nigerian.
But for the fact for him making that comment, I mean, it's not good now. That's what is causing the separation now. I mean, such man cannot make such a comment, in a public space. Because when you make that comment, which means you have started establishing enmity now, because those one in the south will also start making their own comment. Say your people have to leave their place too. So there's no need of making such a comment. Do
you think they should be arrested? Because this is a season of incitement, isn't it? When they are accusing everybody of incitement and locking them in jail. So what is more inciting than that?
They will not arrest him now. The country we are now. They will not arrest him. And being such a man now, because he has his own followers, and even from the government too. So they will not do anything. By the time you know it, the whole thing will just die down, and everybody will forget it. So, unless they're saying anything, they will not even listen to them too. You know the country we are. So they're not gonna do anything. So I don't have much to say about on that space.
All right. And Bruce Finn, the IPOB lawyer, writing a strongly worded letter to a petition even to both Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook to ask that the Buhari administration be banned from Facebook. Is that a bit of a nonsense? What do you think that is all about?
Well, you cannot tell Facebook what to do. That's what I want to say. I mean, he cannot write to Facebook now. Facebook cannot even listen to him now, because that is a private business. So the only people Facebook can listen to is like US government, because Facebook operates on their soil. But from one man, writing them to bound, if Facebook want to do something, they will do it without even you writing to them. Because they know the policies, the ethics and the policies, they are being followed. So if anyone go against that policy, they will take out the person's comments. Meanwhile, Facebook is a public. It doesn't have anything to do with the government now. So it's as I say, it's a public, it's a private enterprise now. So Facebook, is there to make its money and to advertise to people. That's all I can say. So writing to Facebook doesn't make any sense.
All right, thank you, UK. For reasons of time, let me go on to Ajanle Koko and put it to him then this position. We covered at length Ajanle Koko Shekarau leaving the APC, much to great consternation from them and acclaim from the NMPP. So he now comes out to detail the reasons why he did leave. He said he felt somewhat sidelined within the APC, and they did not seem to somewhat recognize his importance nor invite him to contribute on the directions that the party would flow. So he feels that he has made enough of a name for himself within the Nigerian space to be regarded as a senior, and is somewhat been disparaged and disregarded by Abdullahi Ganduje and the hierarchy of the APC. So they didn't love me enough, essentially, is what the Aboki said. So what are you making then of Shekarau's reasoning, Ajanle Koko?
I think it's very strategic to issue that statement. He's trying to inform politicians around the country and people that are monitoring the space to know that, yes, he has moved, and this is my reason for moving out of ADP and of APC. APC is a party that is fraudulently formed, fraudulently ruled. They have all the governors around the country as the leader of the party. And whatever the governor wants, either good or bad, is what will override the interests of the people in the party. Democracy is not run like that. So politics is a matter of interest and power. When people practices politics as a full-time job, practical politicians, we always stand for their interests at all times. And when you are a practical politician and your interest is being is being killed or
not being catered for.
Yeah, not being catered for. What is the point? What is the point of staying in a party that does not care for your interests? So if your interest does not matter in a party, why do you want to stay in that party? And this is what this guy demonstrated by moving out. His interest does not matter to APC. APC leadership failed completely to recognize his interest. They failed to manage the crisis within the party, and he feel his future, his political future and relevance in that party is in jeopardy. So in order to save his political future and his political relevance, he has to move to a party that will allow him, that will allow him to continue to promote his political.
Is this the problem that people like Shekarau and Kwakwanso are facing? Are they coming to the realization that they are not as big or as important as they imagine themselves to be? Because they want to be relevant, but not at the highest echelons is their relevance. So Shekarau, Kwakwanso, he left APC because he did not feel that he was relevant enough. Went to PDP, he still did not get that importance that he accords himself, and he has now left PDP to go and form his own party. Is it time for these people now to step off their high horses and just accept that they are not as potent or relevant as they imagine themselves to be?
You see, in Kano politics, three men are the pillar of Kano politics. Kwankwaso, by my own assessment, I would say it's number one. Number two is Shekarau, and number three, Ganduje is relevant in that position today because he's the governor, is the current governor. So, but those two men, you can't push them aside in the Kano politics. So for both of them to join forces, that is the end of APC in that party. So they are they are not going to stop only in that state. They are going to spread to most of the state, or let me say all the state in the northwest, and they will spread their wings to some other part, some other state in the north. So all the members of APC that are how do I say, some these enchanted members, or those that are aggrieved members, let me call them the aggrieved members that feel that their interest is not recognized in APC. Those that are sees that their interest is being killed by some governors in that party, I believe they will move to NMPC, to champion their interest and possibly achieve their political ambition, because it's all about politics is all about interest and power. So when you remain in a party that you cannot achieve your political interest, and it's the pursuance of your political interest effectively that can lead you to grabbing of power. So when your political interest is killed by the governor, you cannot achieve anything except the governor have to approve it. That is not democracy. So those people, I don't blame what they have done. They have shown their political relevance now. APC is dead in Kano, and APC will be shaking right now. They be so scared that some others, aggrieved members in other states, would not move to this party. So it's I think I salute what do you call
do you think this Ajale Koko, do you think this defection actually serves Tinubu's politics? And this is what I'm why I'm saying that. So the moving of Kwankwaso Shekarau to go and join Kwankwaso, it effectively puts Kano State under risk, because Ganduje cannot hold on to Kano State by himself. It doesn't even belong to him in the first instance. So it'd be very difficult for them to claim Kano State. So the only other big block of votes that is remaining is Lagos State, which Tinubu holds. So does this movement by Shekarau, does it actually give a boost to Tinubu's candidature, to his thrust towards the ticket?
No, I don't think so. Tinubu, okay, if he emerges as the candidate of party, he cannot win Kano. Because
no, he can't win Kano, but APC cannot win Kano either.
Yeah, APC cannot. Yeah,
but if Tinubu leaves or doesn't get his way, and a good chance of him leaving, then they cannot win Lagos either. So if they've already lost Kano, as the permutations would suggest, and they lose Lagos as well, then they lose the presidency.
Oh yeah, they're going to lose. If Tinubu should leave that party, believe me, one man, they are losing the Southwest, not only Lagos. The whole of the Southwest, they're going to lose it. APC, I see the end of APC in that regard. So, and look, the politics, the only thing that can save APC now is if they conduct their presidential primary in free and fair manner, without any manipulation, without any imposition. That is the only thing that can save them. That can save them in terms of still coming together as one family and go to the next presidential election as one family. So, but if the party leadership should manipulate the what do you call it, the presidential primary, to the disadvantage of the people's choice in that party, that will bring APC to an end. So Tinubu is just one person and a leader in the party. And anything that, whatever, if a leader in the party and a leader from the Southwest, if he should move out of APC, believe me, APC will not win any state in the Southwest, and that will be that will deny them winning the next presidential election.
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. Yes, I think there's a good chance. I think we might well see the phenomenon of APC turning out to be nothing more than Sorry, there's a heavy feedback there. So we might well see the phenomenon of APC turning out to be nothing more than a special purpose vehicle that was just used to give Buhari a presidency which he clamored for, and then it dissipates. Because I cannot see that party holding together. It's just too divided from within. I cannot see it holding together. In fact, it will not hold together. Almost a certainty.
Oh yes. There's too much crisis within that party, and the party leadership. I don't think APC have that crisis management ability, and there are crises in many states, across the federation within the party, and. The only thing that can save them, like I said, is the successful and free and fair presidential primary that can bring out a popular candidate, a candidate that all of them can see as a candidate that can win election for them. A candidate that they know, a candidate that is popular within the party, a candidate that can appeal to everybody, every group within the party. That is the only thing that can save them. But any other candidate that is not popular, that will further deepen the crisis and possibly tear the party into pieces. And that will be the end. Like I agree with you that the APC just came. It's just that it looked like APC came together from the inception, and a party put together as a vehicle to help Buhari to attain power. It looked like that.
It has reached its final bus stop.
And it's reached its final bus stop, and it's going to tear apart.
Very quick question. In your own opinion, who do you think, or who are the politicians in APC that you think that have that popularity that that can hold the party together if they are selected in this among their presidential aspirants?
Number one is Tinubu. Number two is Oshibajo. I give number one to Tinubu because everything look like is the most popular among the majority of the structure across the state in the federation. Then number two is...
let me just add on to that Tinubu space that you said. I also agree with you that Tinubu is the number one. If they give the only thing that can keep the party together is them giving it to Tinubu, because I think the party has been sensitized all the way through that Tinubu will get that ticket. That has been what has been the understanding. So if they give it to Tinubu, it's not something new or a shock to the system. They've been sensitized all the way through that Tinubu facilitated for Buhari to take over from him. This is a narrative that has been in the backdrop of that party all the way through. So it's not coming as a surprise. But if they give it to anybody else, then they have to recalibrate in order to accept it. And that is where...
Another quick question. Another very...
Sorry, let Adan Lekoko land this thought. You were going to Oshibanjo that Oshibanjo also Adan Lekoko.
Yeah, Oshibanjo is another person that is popular in the party because is the vice president, current vice president, and he's connected to all power that be in the party as well. And I think, yes, he will be the second acceptable candidate. And number third, I would say, is, what do you call it?
Amechi.
Yeah, because he too contributed to the growth of the party from the beginning. So all of them that are members that are the founding fathers of the party, yes, they have.
Giving it to Tinubu will lead to the least crisis. That's not to say there won't be people disaffected, but it will lead to the least crisis.
Yes.
And the least rebellion. And
Yes.
if giving it to Oshibajo, Tinubu will somewhat even
we support him. We accept
but if
him.
they give it to Tinubu, Oshibajo will accept it. But if they give it to Tinubu, Oshibajo will not accept it. If they give it to Amechi, Oshibajo and Tinubu will not accept it. You know, so
it happened. Hold on, one man. Let me tell you this.
I wanted to ask
if Amechi should come out to be the leader or the candidate of the party under a free and fair primary, nobody will have any other choice but to support him. That is the way. But if somebody new from anywhere, somebody that is not known, somebody that has not, just as they have the chairman of their party, you know, the chairman is a man that they impose on them by the president. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a popular choice of the party. You understand what I'm saying, one man? It's not a popular choice of the people in the party, but it was imposed on them. They cannot do the same thing on the presidential race, because the presidential race, a lot of things have been committed into it, financially, money-wise, everything has been committed into that presidential race. So it has to be one of the founding fathers of the party. You understand what I'm saying? So it cannot be somebody new. It cannot be like Jonathan the talking we are hearing about, or somebody that is not popular.
Adane Koko, if Tinubu does not get the ticket, who do you think he will be most accepting of? Oshibanjo or Amechi? Which one will he find easier to digest? If Oshibanjo gets it or Amechi?
Both of them will be acceptable to members of the party.
I'm talking about Tinubu especially. So if Tinubu does not get it, which of them would you find easier to digest, to stomach? Would he find it easier to stomach Oshibajo getting it ahead of him, or Amechi getting it ahead of him?
I think I will go for Oshibajo for the reason that he's the current vice president, and you know, he's he's popular as well. He wear a new face of like is not a crooked politician, even though we still call him a crooked. But so many people across the country still look at him as a saint, or somebody that is not as crooked like Tinubu and Amechi. So he will be the second in line after Tinubu, that will be more acceptable. And if you want to do a poll, if you put a poll out there that Oshibajo, Tinubu, or Amechi, I'm telling you, Oshibajo will come on top above the two of them.
You see, I feel that Tinubu will find Amechi easier to stomach than Oshibajo, because if Oshibajo gets it, he will feel that Oshibajo betrayed him. He will feel that he's taking this Yoruba space, and he will have all of this resentment. But if Amechi gets it, he's a bit more distant, you know, or Amechi is not, you know, he will feel that treachery won against him if Oshibajo gets it. That's just how I feel he might react to that.
You won't have any other choice but to accept him. If he doesn't accept him, he will get a backlash from Yoruba people. He will get a serious backlash from Yoruba people. Yoruba people will see him that as a person that's only interested in his own ambition. He doesn't really care for the interests of Yoruba people. That's the way a lot of people will see him, particularly the Christians. That is the way they will view him. So if Oshibajo gets it, he will rather accept him than to oppose him. Opposing him will bring serious problems, serious backlash on him politically in Yoruba land, if not across the country.
All right. CBD, you had a question for Adane Koko.
Yeah, the last question. I was just going to ask, in your opinion, do you think that if APC gives Tinubu the ticket, that he can be able to win the general election if PDP, if maybe what's the name, Atiku or Peter Obi is on the other side?
It's gonna be very, very tough race, because when it comes to that, then we are going to see a tribal sentiment. Tribal sentiment will set in. I believe that if Atiku is the head of the ticket in PDP, Northerners will want to vote for him. Majority of the northern state, he will win majority of the northern state, because we are more divided than ever before in the country now. So, and whoever that win majority of the northern state, and I believe that the Northeast will vote for him as well, and the South, there's no way Tinubu will win the election. That's the way. It's just the simple truth of it, except we want to lie to ourselves. So,
and I think that's one of the main reasons why it seems like they are moving a bit. Not necessarily that they are angry with him or they are trying to sideline him, but I think they are trying to be tactical also. APC.
Tactical in what sense?
In what way? Yeah.
In what way?
Yeah, in the sense of who is most likely to give them the general election.
Who do you think on APC side that can give them, there'll be a better chance for them? Who is your candidate that you think that could be better for APC?
Well, for APC, I don't really pay too much attention to that space, but from the little knowledge I have, I've said it before, I don't think it's a new position. I think it would be more tactical for them to go with someone like Amici.
Okay, so to you, if you have Amici, as a presidential candidate on the APC, and Atiku on PDP, you think Amici will defeat them in the north?
No, when it comes to PDP versus APC, I'm not supporting. I'm just talking about from the point of view of who is more tactical for them to put out there. But I'm not when it comes to against PDP. To be honest with you, I don't see Amici defeating either Atiku or Peter Obi. But I'm just saying who they feel like will have a better chance for them.
Amici will defeat Peter Obi.
I can assure you that it doesn't look that way from my side.
Amici has popularity in the north. Obi does not.
Well, if you look at it that way, there's some truth to that. I won't lie.
No, it's fact now.
No, I feel like Peter Obi also does not. He have some support in the north also. I think so.
Well, Peter Obi's core votes will come from the southeast, nowhere else.
No, Peter Obi.
His core votes will. Let's not. Oh, come on now.
That is true. One man, calm down.
No. But his core votes will come from the southeast, and he might get some sympathizers in the southwest and the north, but overwhelmingly they are not likely to vote for him.
The what of south? Are you saying he's not going to get?
If it's up against Amici, why would the south vote for him?
Well, because the South do not look at it in terms of most of their voters, if we're being honest, don't look at it in terms of region, but they look at it from an ethnical point of view. To be honest, if we are being honest.
And CBD, let me tell you this: Tinubu is more popular than Amici in the north, and is more politically connected to them in the north than Amici. The bigger way.
Maybe you're referring because of religion or something like that, but you
no name recognition. Look, listen to the man from Kano. Even he is telling you that.
Oh, okay. This Jafar.
Jafar, yeah.
It should be the name recognition is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It says name recognition is paramount in politics, and Tinubu has it, whether we like him or not. So
no
you know,
problem.
and
said this.
Peter Obi does not.
Look at my
He
point, one man.
does
I'm
not.
saying,
He
I'm
doesn't have
saying
name recognition.
when it comes to
Nobody knows him.
APC, one man, your
No, I
disdain.
want you to leave that space. Leave
Your
that Peter
disdain
Obi
for
space.
Peter Obi is too glaring
It's
in
not
every
disdain,
session.
it's reality. But
It's
you know,
not. It's not. It's really biased. It's not unbiased.
Okay.
If we are being honest. But you see, I'm not looking at it from that standpoint. I'm looking at it from a party perspective. If the PDP, the APC, Northern, whatever group all come to a consensus and put Amechi out there, then obviously the entire North will give him his vote, or let's say majority of them will give him his vote. You know. So, but Obi, if Amechi faces Peter Obi in a general election, as it is right now, I can tell you, unless it's been rigged, the majority of the South and Middle Belt will go for Peter Obi, and in the
No, they
North
will
also,
not. They will
yes,
not.
of
Don't
course.
keep saying that. There's no reason for you to say that. There's nothing that suggests that they will.
Amechi is not. So all of a sudden, Amechi now is popular in the South. I thought you guys
Amechi
are the
has
ones that are making all the.
Amechi is the Minister of Transportation. He has delivered
We are
quite a few
talking.
projects in Nigeria already. He's well known in the North because he's gifted them a lot in terms of infrastructure. Everybody knows him. They see him on the news all the time. He has name recognition. He
Okay,
has
are
association
you
with
saying in
people.
the South is more popular than Peter Obi in the South? Because
Well,
that would be a new.
I don't know that Peter Obi is more popular. We have to unbundle the South, because we cannot look at the South as as you know, it's not a monolithic space. So I'm not sure that Peter Obi it will 50-50 Amechi in Yoruba land, because I don't think so. The intellectuals, they may like Peter Obi somewhat because he speaks in a manner that that delights them. But the
What will
vast
be
of the
their what will be their
Amechi will defeat Obi in Yoruba land. I'm pretty sure, but at
why
least 55, because he has name recognition and Obi doesn't.
in Yoruba land just because of
In
the name?
Yoruba land, yes, of course. Is it not name recognition? The name
But we've
recognition
been
which forms
arguing here all this time
association.
that Amechi is not popular in the South. So it means you guys you're moving
It's the
the
Minister
goalpost
of
because it has to do with
Transportation.
Peter Obi.
He's the Minister of Transportation. Who would not know him? Certainly certainly a lot more known than Obi now. You have to consider that now.
It's not by knowing alone. It's also
No,
appeal
it's
and
the knowing
likability.
that forms the association. This is the guy that delivered the Lagos Ibadan railway.
Can I interject? But Obi
Yes,
has been
come in.
going everywhere. He has been going to the north, east, west to campaign. So
Everybody has. So that's
there's
campaign.
Not
nothing his
every
name known out
he
there.
has not gone. He has not gone grassroots as much as Peter Obi has done in the past
What
month.
grassroots? Forget grassroots.
He
Well,
has gone grassroots. He has
how
met
many
with
grassroots has
everybody
Peter
in the
Obi touched?
table.
It will go to some people, some place and speak to a bunch of people. That's not grassroots now. Has it
In
touched
every
every
state.
local? Have you touched every local government area as Showore did?
Well, if they put Peter, in my own opinion, if they put Amechi up against someone like Peter Obi, if Peter Obi
Amechi will
gets
defeat
that,
him.
he can't.
Yeah, if we look
Unless
at the
you're
numbers, if we look at the numbers, he will. Amechi will take the north ahead of Peter
in,
Obi. Amechi
in a fair,
will take the southwest by a margin ahead of Peter Obi. Amechi will take the south, and Peter Obi will take the southeast.
he won't. One man. Let me tell you how it is right now. Unless you're talking about in a rigged election.
Not
But
in a
in
rigged election, in a fair fight, Amechi will defeat him.
no.
Let's be honest.
Unfortunately,
Let's be honest. Well, look at the numbers now. Okay, let's go through the numbers.
in a rigged election, he will not.
Not in
I
a
mean, in a rigged
okay
election, he can.
in a fair election. Let's go through the numbers.
In a fair election,
Who
I'm
has
telling
popularity?
you,
Who has more popularity in the north, Amechi or Peter Obi?
among the people or among the
Amongst
elite?
the people, who has name recognition amongst both the people and the elite? who has a greater name recognition, a better association with the people of the North? Peter Obi or Rotimi Amechi?
Well, if you want a straight answer, then
yes,
I will tell you. If you want a direct answer or whatever, I will tell you Amechi. But
well,
if you want to be realistic,
right.
if you want to be realistic, you have to know that Peter Obi is like someone coming on a clean slate for those guys. They don't have
They
anything
don't care about
against
that.
him.
What do they don't know him. They don't know him. Who knows him in the North? They don't know him, but they know Amechi. They know him. He's put in infrastructure. He's given them a university. He's built a railway for them. They know him, and they associate with him. They don't associate with Peter Obi. They see him as an Igbo man. You know that. You know that.
So they don't. So they see Amechi as what?
As an Igbo man.
So yeah, you've just concluded my point. So it's not a matter of.
But is that not how they will see him? If they don't know him, then they will see him as an Igbo man. But they know Amechi, who built them the Kano to Maradi Railway, who put a university in Daura, who they band. They know him. They gel with him. They rhyme with him. They don't gel or rhyme with Obi. The North.
Unfortunately, I'm also not disagreeing with you that Amechi. Don't get my point wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you that. Amechi,
this is somebody from the North. It says Obi is new to the North. They don't know him now.
Wait, one man. I said Amechi will win majority of the
okay, now let's go to the Southwest. Let's go to the Southwest. Who takes the Southwest? Who takes the Southwest? Peter Obi or Amechi?
Well, if they play
fair politics, don't say rigging.
If it's in a free and fair politics without interference from
who takes the
APC,
Southwest? Yes,
from the APC, leaders of the Southwest, without any interference. I'm telling you.
What do you mean without interference? They'll be campaigning now. They'll be prejudiced. People will prejudice against whatever. We're talking in a non-rigged election. So they will claim
in a non-rigged election. Peter Obi, in my view, will take this.
Will take the Southwest
ahead of
Rotimi Amechi that built the Lagos Ibadan Railway. They will give Peter Obi, who they don't know, ahead of him.
No, you can't say they don't know. I think you're underestimating.
They don't know him. I think you're looking at it from an elitist point of view. The elites know him, but the Yoruba space does not know him. They don't know him. Why would they know him?
You're the one looking at it from the elitist point of view.
All right. Who knows Peter Obi? Who knows Peter Obi Yoruba land?
Look, there's no Yoruba person that do not know the politicians and the politics.
Baba Eleron knows Peter Obi. Baba Eleron.
Wait now, one man. You don't want me to land my point.
Okay, go on. Sorry, but I want you to see what I'm saying. But carry on.
Yeah, I've seen what you're saying, but I'm telling you that if you're looking at it from the elitist point of view, that's when you can be saying that. But if you're looking at it, we are too socially interconnected. The East or the South, and the West and the Southwest. So you can't use the same statistics or the same measurements that you're measuring the North against measuring the North with the Southeast, and you can't use the same with measuring the Southeast and the Southwest.
No, we are in the South. We are in the Southwest now. So let's play that politics. Obi versus Amechi in the Southwest.
In the Southwest,
who would vote for Obi in the Southwest? Who?
Because of that awareness. Because we are talking about Southwest. We are not talking about Northeast or North.
No. We're not the North. We are not in the Southwest. Yes. Who will vote for him? We'll do all these regions. Yeah. Go on.
The people. Most of the people are informed about what is happening in the political landscape. Yes, most of the people are informed. I won't say all, because there are some people in the villages.
Mama Sikira, the provision seller, she's informed. Baba Motiu, the meat seller, he's informed. He knows Peter Obi and he knows his politics.
So how does he know Amechi?
He just knows some Igbo guy. That's what she knows. She doesn't know anything about Amechi.
No, I feel like
plan.
among the
You
youths.
see,
Okay,
that's why I'm saying you are being elitist.
No,
You think
let
what
me.
you are hearing from the elite space, they educated the internet
In
users.
CBD,
That's not a reflection of Yoruba land.
Well, if you regard the youths as elites, then I stand.
Well, they're educated. They're
Because
educated, and they
among the youths, I believe that the Yoruba youths, most of them, the Southwest youths, will go for Peter Obi. And if you're regarding them as part of the elites,
they will not. Why would they? Why would they?
Can I interject?
Because they are more informed and they
About
know,
what?
they understand,
About what?
they understand what is at stake, and they understand the characters of these politicians.
In CBD,
they are more informed. Are you trying to tell me that the youths are not informed?
The voting blocks, by the way, they are trade associations that usually carry the votes in Yoruba land. So the Transport Workers Association, the Market Women's Association, the Pepper Sellers Association, the Iyaloja Posse, these are the voting blocks, and this is election in Yoruba land, right across all of the states. And I'm not sure that they especially want, they don't hate him more, but they're just not interested. But sorry, yeah.
In CBD, can I tell you how most of these Yoruba people get their, for example, now you say, how do they know this person? Usually in Yoruba land, where you have the people that are selling meat or the people selling pepper, they are always news stands. Most of the people don't use phone to check their news. They go to these news stands, they have certain names that keep on repeating itself. So even if they don't know the man well, they have familiarization with his name. I don't think Peter Obi's name is something that will be popping up that the average Yoruba man on the streets, the meat seller, the pepper seller, will have the opportunity to view any
they
other
don't
person.
know him.
Are the youths the majority demographic in Yoruba land or not? Are the youths the majority?
They can accept him because they have access to him. They can get him because they have access to information or access to tools that can show them the man. Newspapers and all these things, newsstands.
No problem. No, I'm not doubting you.
The youths are Showore's constituency. How did that pan out for him in 2019?
One man. If we're talking about now mainstream politics, obviously it's not all the youth that was in for Showore. Some people just wanted Showore, but they did not do the work for him because they just concluded that he's not going to get it. To be honest, a lot of people were
Amechi will defeat Peter Obi in Yoruba land simply because he has the greater name recognition one and is able to point to infrastructures that he has built within that space. So he has those two advantages. It'd be a narrow margin because, like, I concede the constituency that you're saying, the young and the enlightened.
Thank you.
They will go for Peter Obi. So that's why I said it would be like maybe 52-48 or 55-45. But it would.
But the young you're saying, and educated and young, they are the majority. I didn't know the majority.
Man, I get 1 minute.
Oh, all right. Let's hear from Ajale Koko.
You see, between two of them, the enlightened one will vote for Peter Obi. 90% of the votes from Southeast, all Igbos in the Southeast, if not 99%, will vote for Peter Obi. But Amechi can do some trick, can play some trick against Peter Obi, which he will use to defeat Obi in that space. You see, that is name, Rotimi. He will not use, if he just put Rotimi, and a lot of Yoruba people will think it's Yoruba and they will vote for him.
Rotimi for president, yes.
Rotimi for president. That name, Rotimi, that's the only name. And if we wear Agbada, like Yoruba in his poster, and put Rotimi there.
Unless we adopt a name for maybe Peter Babatunde Obi.
He will not.
Look at this guy.
He will put that there. He will put that Rotimi. Amechi will not. He will not add Amechi to that. And Yoruba politician, we campaign bad against Obi that ṣe máa rọ́mọ ilẹ̀ Rotimi ẹ̀ lè dìbò fún ẹ lọ dìbò fún this tribal
To be
politics
honest,
setting.
they will play it ethnic. They will
They
say
will play it. They fẹ́ dìbò fún ní dìbò fọmọ yìí. They will play that politics, and that is what will make Amaechi win. But ordinarily, if you want
young
to,
and educated will fall for that trick.
Forget about educated. How many of them do vote over there?
And how many of them do they vote? How many of them?
They don't vote.
That's why I asked you now. That was Showore's constituency. They didn't turn out.
They don't vote.
They never.
Who are the young?
The people that
those
vote
young are very.
trade union
Most of your young,
market women, transporters, those are the voters.
They will not add that name Amaechi. They will only put that Rotimi, and that's it.
So what percentage do you think you can get?
Sorry, Ajanleko, sorry, Nsebede. Ajanleko, am I wrong in saying that the voters in especially in Yoruba land, they're usually trade union sort of block of votes interspersed by individual votes. So it's usually the transport workers, the market women, all these associations. They are the ones that really constitute the voting bloc.
Oh yes, yeah. You are not wrong. They are devoted voters than any other group of people you want to talk about.
More so than young people. Look, we just turn up.
Who are those young people?
Yeah.
They will go and you will see them on election play. They playing football on the street. They will not go and vote. But all these market women, all the artisans, the eleron, the everything, they will stay there, rain and fall. Rain will fall on them until when they cast their vote.
They will bring food. They will be sharing food. They will be sharing
They don't really care about the food. They want to vote for somebody that they know that, yes, this is our own. And when money has already changed, they will stand there and they will vote. And they will go after the name. Rotimi Ladibufun. You go to
then you guys are on
they will carry out that propaganda. They will use that propaganda against Peter Obi and defeat him.
So that leaves the southeast and the south-south. So the southeast, of course, will vote for Peter Obi, but the south-south will certainly vote for Rotimi.
There's something you've not factored in, and which is in the Lagos space, there are a lot of southeast and south-south residents, isn't it? And you guys are forgetting that those people will also campaign for Peter Obi, which they are sharing the same geographical location with these same people you're talking that they will use tribe to sway. So they will also have influence on those people. And so the Eleron that you're talking about, for example, he will also see people talking about Peter Obi. So it's going to be a very tight one.
Right. Yeah,
it's going to be a very tight one.
No, that's why I said it will be 55-45, just because of the young space and the ethnic diversity.
The social integration that we have, and also the geographical proximity.
That's what gives Peter Obi somewhat 45%, but certainly Rotimi Amaechi would defeat him. He built Lagos Ibadan Railway.
And Rotimi
Amaechi will certainly cut into him in the southeast as well. Do you think he could take the southeast from him?
For the southeast, if you are being honest, unless maybe somebody like who is governor? There's one southeast governor that is on the side of Amaechi. I don't know if he's Imo State or I think he's Uzodinma. But you see, unless they rig, the people on ground will most certainly majority of them are going to support.
All right, okay, all right. But the south, where is Rotimi Amaechi from?
I'm telling you, Amaechi.
No. Where is Rotimi Amaechi
he's
from?
He's from the south, but he's not.
So they will abandon blood to go for a cousin.
It has nothing to do with blood, and you know that. It has more to do with maybe regional. If they want to, but
you'll be surprised that Goodluck Jonathan will even campaign for him. What are you talking about?
It has nothing to do with blood, one man. And I'm telling you, as it stands right now, let Amaechi go to Cross River now and see if he will receive half of the same reception that Peter Obi got when he went here some
So do you
days
see
ago.
the defeat now? Rotimi Amaechi takes the north, he takes the Yoruba land, he takes the south, and Peter Obi takes the southeast.
South. That's what I'm telling you. He won't take this. He will take. It will be the same. In fact, it will not be a tight race. He will get, if it's in terms of percentage, I think he will get maybe less than 30%. And
right.
most of it will be from River State, if we are being honest.
All right, thank you, CBD. So thank you, CBD. We're fast approaching now, almost going on 3 hours now. But let's hear from Solly, because I want to now. We should have rounded off. But Solly, Yoruba Nation now. So you are trying to match in CBD. So Yoruba Nation now, but to the space then. The Ohanese calling for the arrest of the Mauritanian Akim Baba Ahmed, who is asking for the balkanization of Nigeria. So language of incitement, this is what they held Nnamdi Kanu for. So why is this Mauritanian Arab not being arrested for constituting a nuisance within the Nigerian space? Sorry.
Which part of Nigeria is he agitating for?
He's asking that the Southeast be kicked out of Nigeria.
And he's in which side of Nigeria? The north?
Yeah, he's resident in Kano, but originally from Mauritania.
I support him. But why is it Mauritania? Maybe they are not taking what he's saying seriously. As he hasn't, the only time they take it seriously is when you have a large crowd or you are extremely violent. Maybe they don't see him as such a level, you know. They just see him as somebody who is just shouting on his own, basically. So it's not much of a threat to the national, level. That's just how I see it, because I don't even know who he is.
Yes, it's just it used to be what's it called? Bukola Saraki's bagman when Bukola Saraki was in politics, but now he has found his voice now under the Northern Elders Forum and is constituting a nuisance to Nigeria. He is originally, of course, from Mauritania, so I'm saying that why don't you just deport him? Just deport him.
There are so many people that are not from Nigeria.
He's not a Mauritanian. His father from Nigeria, but
his father is from Mauritania now. So and all his family history is there. He's not a Nigerian.
Does he have Nigerian passport?
He was born.
I don't know.
Born in Nigeria.
Maybe illegally. Maybe he has one illegally.
He was born in Nigeria. He grew up in Nigeria. He did everything in Nigeria. So he's a Nigerian now, and he votes in Nigeria. So how do you want to say he's not a Nigerian? Yeah, we can say his ancestors are from what do you call it? From Mauritania, but him as a person is a Nigerian. So
if he's agitating that the East should leave Nigeria, does he think that the West will stay?
I don't know. He's a confused man, isn't he?
No. What he's saying is that this trouble of secession, we should not go into conflict about it. That if it is possible for the government to let people that want to leave Nigeria leave, that would be better. That is what he was saying. He was not saying that let us kick them away. He said if it is possible for Nigerians to sit down and people that want to leave, let them live peacefully. Don't let us go into war, into this. That is what he said, one man.
But he doesn't have that much support. He doesn't have that much of, a crowd. So he doesn't have a crowd, so he's not, a threat.
But the guy has been constituting some nuisance recently with some statement. Recently, he said that he was boasting, who are these people talking? The power must shift to south.
He said he was warning them. He said they should be careful.
Yeah,
and they should watch their words. He said, how could they have a meeting and not have a northerner represented there when they are discussing southern matters? This is what this Mauritanian guy is.
It's just a stupid guy. He's been talking some foolish statement. Why are they calling for power to shift? But when the northerners were calling for power to shift during this Jonathan time, who asked them not to call for power to shift to the north? That was their own campaign then. That power must shift to the north, and who said power must not shift? But now that we are calling after 8 years, we are saying power must shift to the south. You are saying that we are threatening the north, I mean, he's just a stupid guy.
They should deport him now. Like I said, they just deport him. You know, he should just be deported. But gentlemen, thank you. We've gone really deeper than, and I have to go run some errands. So apologies to you, especially Solly. You didn't get to really, you came early, but hopefully later I'll make that up. But gentlemen, thank you. So we reconvene in the evening, and peace. Thank you, guys.